A lot of people already give Beetlejuice the vote.
Yeah,
they want him to replace Jackie.
And Beetlejuice looks great today. He's dressed in all green for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, my God. He's not dressed at all.
He's got a shamrock over his wiener.
And green paint over his body.
Yeah, it's great to see you. It's great to have Beetlejuice here. In fact, Beetlejuice called me.
He's been calling you for days, right?
Yeah, he's been calling me for days. He says, hey, give me the job. I'll take over for Jackie. I'll help anybody out. You don't even care about the money, do you?
Nah.
Jackie was so into the money. Every minute with the money, the money, the money. Why are you not money hungry?
Oh, I'm always money hungry.
You are? Yeah, but you're not
But you see a good opportunity here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for you. What do you want to do? You want to write or you just want to talk?
No, all right.
You'll write. You'll do whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know some jokes?
Oh, a couple of them.
Yeah.
Can you tell us one?
Not right now, probably.
What's the main thing is an asshole.
What?
What's that?
Janet or Dave?
Janet or Dave?
Yeah.
Janet.
No. That was Boo Boo.
Oh.
Johnny Boo Boo.
Johnny Boo Boo. Well, let me tell you something. This guy, he's all right. He's all right. He knows what he's got to do. Now, who painted you green? Your whole body is painted in green.
Well, Sean did this.
Sean did it?
Yeah.
Now, did that take a long time, or?
No, it takes like 2 days to do it.
He does, yeah. He's painted it all green with glitter all over him. Unbelievable. Well,
is he filling that jockstrap?
Yeah, you got a pretty good size package, right? Yeah. You know how to take care of the ladies.
Yeah, I work out, bro.
Yeah. And talk right in that microphone. Nobody wants to miss a Beetlejuice word.
I still work out.
You do?
Yeah.
You go to the gym?
Yeah.
Where do you work out?
Well, I work out at the gym with my brother-in-law.
You do?
Yeah.
And you lift weights?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you bench press?
What do you lift?
Huh?
What do you bench press?
125.
125. Not bad for a guy your size, because you're not a real tall guy, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Well, Beetlejuice, it's an honor to have you here today. I know a lot of people want to get involved with the show now that Jackie's gone, now that a void has been created, and perhaps maybe we can do something together.
What is Beetlejuice drinking? He has a cup with him.
What do you got there, Beetlejuice?
Well, this is iced tea.
Oh.
Does it have alcohol in it?
Yeah, it got alcohol in it.
It does, sure, of course. Isn't it a little early?
It does.
Sure it does.
I drink it a little early.
Yeah. Isn't it a little early for you, though, to be drinking?
Me? It don't make a difference.
It doesn't make a difference, no.
Yeah, what time is it anyway?
A lot of the people who apply for Jackie's job think they have to drink like Jackie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can do your own thing, Beetlejuice. You don't have to do it like Jackie did it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I drink this all day.
You will. Yes.
Hey, Howard, I just heard some disturbing news.
What is it?
Beetlejuice is divorcing Katie Juice, I heard.
Are you getting a divorce?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Every marriage is falling apart.
I thought you and Katie Juice were going to last forever.
Well, I don't know, but...
Would you tell me the truth? You were never really married, were you?
Me? Nah.
No,
I lied.
You lied.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's not a real
It's
marriage.
not a real... I couldn't imagine that a guy like you, because I've seen you...
swinging single like yourself.
I've seen you at bachelor parties and stuff. You were not faithful to any woman. I mean,
Me?
Yeah, you get laid a lot.
Well, I get laid because I'm like that.
Yeah.
You got it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you could never be married to just one woman, could you?
Me? Nah.
No. I mean, even if it was Pamela Anderson, who's your favorite woman of all time?
Well, Tennessee Anderson.
Pamela Anderson? Yeah.
Hennessy Anderson.
No, seriously, aside from her, I mean, who are you most attracted to? Are you attracted to black women or white women?
Oh, I talk to all black women.
You do. Black women, white women, you don't care.
White women, Spanish women, Puerto Rican women.
What's the difference?
Hey, it don't make a difference.
It's all good. They all got vaginas.
But who's your favorite movie star, let's say?
Who? Which one?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Who's your dream girl?
I don't know.
You don't even have one favorite?
Nah.
You haven't met anyone that is a favorite?
Nah.
Have you ever gone out with a girl for over a couple of period of years?
Oh, by a couple of times.
Yeah.
Just a couple of times,
Right.
not years.
So what are you saying? Are you saying that you could never be faithful to one woman? You always have to be with different girls?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Let me ask a question. Does Beetlejuice pleasure himself?
Yeah, you must pleasure...
I always play for myself all the time.
Yeah.
And who does he think about?
I'm a good guy. You're a good guy. Why shouldn't you please yourself? Who do you think of when you're fantasizing? You know how sometimes when you're alone and you can't find a woman, I mean, you're a star and everything, and you're in movies and everything else, and you can get women. But when you can't get a woman for some reason, and you have to, take things into your own hand...
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think about? Do you think about the girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what girls do you think about?
All of them.
No particular girl in mind.
No.
Ever fantasize? Ever think about Robin?
Robin? Oh, I dreamed like a couple of days.
A couple of times you
Like
did?
a couple of times I did.
Yeah. Katie Juice was on the phone.
Ah.
Your wife. Yes, Katie Juice.
Peter, we're not getting divorced.
She does not want a divorce.
Are you not talking to Katie Juice?
I just said, and then she
Just his lawyer.
You talk to me. You talk to me right now.
Katie Juice, you want Beetlejuice back?
I love him.
You love Beetlejuice.
Me?
Yeah.
I love him.
She loves you, Beetle. How could you leave her? How could you abandon her?
You can't do this to me.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I just have to do what I have to do.
All right, Katie.
I guess
Juice.
he's done.
He's done with it.
Yeah.
Well, what is it, Casey?
He's now a member of the Screen Actors Guild.
Is that right? You had a joint. Now, you did a film, right, out in California?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When can we expect to see that film?
Oh, it's coming out in the movies.
Yeah, when?
I don't know.
Yeah, and what is the name of it again?
I don't know. Say like it's California or something.
Yeah.
Bubble Boy or something?
Bubble Boy.
Bubble Boy and the other kid, too.
All right, so the name of the movie is Bubble Boy, I think.
Right.
Right, you're right, Robin. It's Bubble Boy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and you have a major part in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you had to join a union? You had to join the Screen Actors Guild?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Will you go on strike when they walk out?
No, we don't even walk out. We just stand there. We just do our jobs, just like that.
Right. And on the phone now is your cousin, Pineapple Juice.
Oh.
Hold on, Pineapple Juice. Do you have a cousin, Pineapple Juice?
Yeah, I have a cousin like that.
You do?
It's a friend.
What is it? Yeah.
Yo, man, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
How you doing, man? You could come our way today and we'll go live.
All right. Beetlejuice, also, you want to say that now that you're in the Screen Actors Guild, you would like to work with Sean and Marlon Wayans on Scary Movie 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that his new premise? He wants to be in that?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm trying to get in touch with him.
Right. And the only way you're going to do that is if they hear this on the radio and perhaps they'll put you in the movie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there it is. Beetlejuice would love to work on Scary Movie 2. And I think you're perfect for it. I do.
That's perfect.
I think you'd be great in the opening scene. Wow. So anyway, Vinny came by today. Vinny, who works for CBS, he's a vice. Vinny, what is your title?
Vice President, Late Night Programs, East Coast.
Vice President, Late Night, East Coast.
Right.
And Vinny gets research because he's an executive.
Yeah, they send him all this stuff.
Right. And in his research, I said to him, what is my Q rating?
You wondered about that.
Yeah, I always read about Q rating. And Vinny, again, explain what a Q rating is. It's
basically, as opposed to a rating for a show, which has a lot of different elements,
right.
This is a rating for you personally. It's going up to X amount of people.
But it's not how many people know you.
Well, yeah, it starts off with, do you know Howard Stern?
Right.
So you get a familiarity score.
And is this across the country or just New York?
It's across the country.
Okay.
Yeah, so obviously you're going to be, in certain areas, you should be a little less.
Right.
And then they say, okay, you know this person. If you know him, do you like him?
Uh-oh.
Why do they have to ask that?
Yeah, right. Well, first of all, I want to say something in my own defense before we hear my Q rating. A lot of people who don't get the show don't like me because they hear weird stuff
That's
about
right.
me.
You're written about in a very bad way, and they don't have anything to judge except what they read.
So it's based on two factors, a Q rating. One, how many people know you.
Exactly.
And if they know you, if they like you.
In what degrees? There's he's my favorite, he's very good, he's good, and he's poor.
Right,
it's called likability, not just
give me an example of somebody who has a really high Q rating.
Okay, first of all, your category is a little complicated. There's some really good names in it, but it's pretty long. Most of them are like actor, actress. Yours is hosts, moderators, announcers, radio commentators, radio disc jockeys, and video jockeys.
Like Letterman must have a high Q rating.
Yeah, it's hold on, I'll get to his.
Yeah, what is Letterman?
Okay, here's the highest in your category.
All right.
Okay, Bill Cosby.
He's in my category.
He's in your category?
Well, he's in a couple of different ones because he kind of, I guess
he crosses lines.
Well, how is he in the announcer category?
Kids host the darndest things.
Oh, okay, all right.
So Bill Cosby, I guess, you want to be this, is like 46%.
Right.
That's a good one.
That's high.
Right.
So basically, if you're an advertiser or, someone who's programming a station and you're looking to see should we hire Howard or Bill Cosby for a commercial or whatever.
Bill Cosby's is 46%.
Exactly. You want to know the lowest?
What does 46% mean? Like, in other words, 46% of the people they surveyed know Bill Cosby and like him?
No, and like him, not just know him.
They like him.
They like him.
Okay, go ahead.
They like him a
Who's
lot.
the lowest?
The lowest, I don't know if I know this person, Bobby Batista.
Bobby Batista?
Do you know who that is?
I think she's on CNN, yes.
Oh, yeah, I know who that is.
With the funny eye.
She's the anchor woman with a funny eye.
She came in at 4.
A 4?
Right.
Beetlejuice, you know who Bobby Batista is, the CNN reporter?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I would imagine...
Did you ever have sex with her?
A couple of times.
A couple of times. There you go. In his dreams. You never had Bobby Batista. That's a tough one to get. As famous as you are.
She's not even here, Beetlejuice. She's in Atlanta.
She's in Atlanta. Yeah.
That's where she's at.
Right. Anyway, so, okay, Bobby Batista's a 4. Bill Cosby's a 46. Yeah, I thought people get like 98s or something if they're like Bill Cosby.
No. 46 is like a high score.
That's a high score, okay.
These are people, surprisingly, your familiarity. More people know you than some of these people are about to read, which was kind of surprising. In some cases it wasn't, like Bill Maher. More people know you than Bill Maher.
Okay. No, me,
Yeah, that's not a big story. I was surprised that more people know you than Mary Hart, given that she's been on for like 20 years.
Right. More people. So my Q rating, my number is high.
Right. On familiarity.
The number of people who know you.
All right.
Your number is like 77 in this category. You're on a scale of 1 to 100.
I'm well known, 77.
77% of the people that they went up to, random people, when they were asked, do you know Howard Stern? They said, absolutely, know Howard Stern.
See, I would stop right there. That's cool.
Don't need to know anymore.
Well, I never needed it.
It doesn't get any better after
whether
that.
they like me or not, I could care less.
You don't need to know anymore.
Who cares if they like me?
You want to be known.
I just want to be known. I just want to be known. I don't.
I was saying you got to be known.
You got to be known, man. Who cares if they like you or hate you, right?
That's right.
That's right. I'll kick their ass. I'll kick their ass.
You got it.
Could
That's
you
the
kick
way
their
you got
ass?
to be, bro.
What about you? Could you kick some ass?
Oh, pretty much.
Yeah? Whose ass could you kick?
Nobody's.
Oh, there you go.
Well, that's the truth.
Well, there you go.
I've seen Juice naked.
You've seen Beetlejuice naked, so have I.
At Doug's bachelor party.
Yeah, I tell you, God blessed him with a nice package.
That's incredible, actually.
Yeah.
He has an incredible package.
He's got a wiener.
He overcompensates.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, right? You got the tools to please a woman.
I know God has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
His Q rating is pretty high.
I wish God had given me what Beetlejuice has.
He wouldn't do that.
No,
That's
he
not
wouldn't.
funny.
No, he wouldn't. He gave it to Beetlejuice.
That wasn't that funny.
Do you have a real name, Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice is your stage name, right?
Right.
Do you have a name like Bob or something like that?
How do you sign your checks?
I sign my check.
Yeah.
I speak Polish, that's why.
No, really, what's your real name?
My real name?
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. You don't go by the name, you don't have a name like Bob? What does your mom call
Ronald or
My
something?
mom?
you? Yeah.
Oh, at least my last name was Lester Jr.
Lester. Oh, Lester.
That's your name, Lester?
Your last name or first name?
What?
Lester Jr.
Yeah,
I got 4 names, man.
Okay, so lay it on us. What are they?
Lester Jr.
Okay. That's 2.
That's 3.
That's 3. That's 2 names. That's one.
That's one in the corner.
Lester Jr. That's 4 syllables.
I got a friend of mine, his name Lester Jr.
All right, wait, you're Lester Jr., and Lester Sr. is your father, I would take it.
Right.
What's your last name?
My last name, Jr. Lester Jr.
Lester Jr., that's it. Well,
See,
no,
he's not a junior. His last name is Junior.
Lester Jr. Like Uncle Jr. on The Sopranos.
That's right.
Yeah, why not? There's nothing wrong with that.
What's the other name?
Other names, you don't want to hear that.
All right. But Beetlejuice, you're more comfortable. At what age did you decide to drop Lester Jr. and become Beetlejuice?
Well, I would become something else like I did before, so.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. So at some point you made the decision, I don't want to be Lester anymore, I want to be Beetlejuice.
Didn't you give him that name, Howard?
No.
No, I did not.
Who gave you that name, Beetlejuice?
Who's gave me that name?
Yeah.
Somebody I know.
Do you know what it means?
Yeah.
What?
I can't tell you about that.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing that they call you Beetlejuice?
It's not a bad thing.
It's not?
It's a good thing.
Is it named after someone famous?
Dude.
Is it named after somebody famous? Is there a famous person named Beetlejuice?
Yeah, somebody my friend. Yeah.
Like in a movie or something?
Yeah.
That's it.
Somebody, yeah.
Yeah. He knows about it. Well, Vinny's funny, too, because when we were at the bachelor party with Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice was running around naked, and Vinny tries to act like he's better than Beetlejuice, but Vinny was taking a rolled-up dollar bill and trying to put it up Doug.
What?
In a weird... You should see Vinny doing that.
You remember. Oh, my goodness.
That's right.
A Robitussin, what?
A Robitussin. All right, anyway, so my Q rating... Let's get back to Q rating, Beetle.
Yeah, please.
All right.
Okay, so you want some other names?
Yeah, so who else do I beat in Q?
It's amazing. More people know you than Dick Clark.
Really?
Wow.
Really?
I know.
That's shocking.
That's amazing.
I got another.
You think I could parlay that into something?
Well, wait a minute. We haven't got to the...
I got to tell you something. When I walk around the streets, people always, hey, Howard, how you doing? I don't see anybody not liking me.
Well, they don't tell you till you...
Yeah. Right.
You're probably scared to.
They're probably afraid because they know I kicked their ass.
You know it.
That's right.
How it is.
Or that you'll get Beetlejuice to kick their ass.
I'll get Beetlejuice to kick their ass for me. Right? You would do that for me.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
You never know.
I got to tell you.
Or is that...
I don't know what they spray painted him with. You got to be careful with that.
Really?
I think in Goldfinger, the girl died from it.
Yes.
But you feel fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel good. Okay, Vinny, so
Chris Rock was like a 61 on the familiarity.
See that?
Well, he made a show, though.
Yeah. Who else?
Okay, Carson Daly. More people know you than Carson Daly.
I understand.
I hope so.
Barbara Walters, we did that, right?
Barbara Walters what?
More people know you than Barbara Walters.
Wow.
Wow. I'm impressed.
That's amazing.
I still haven't told you.
She's been on TV forever.
Yep. You're,
Hey, Ron, no wonder you wanted to have dinner with me.
Beats a squirrel.
Right. What else?
All right, the average in your category, the average familiarity in your category was like 39.
Wow.
And you are a 76.
Wow.
Okay. The average...
By the way, I just want to mention we're lucky to have Vinny here today because he called Gary. Gary called him and said...
No, I actually, Casey called me last Friday just to tell me, I need you in next Wednesday at 6 in the morning. And I'm like, well, what are we doing? He goes, I don't know, just be there. And I'm like, to myself, that's a big deal. I got to leave 2 days earlier to get here at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, right.
So I figure, all right, a couple of days will pass. I'm sure someone's going to call me to produce this segment that I'm a part of. I had a vague idea, but I wasn't sure.
Right.
So then I called Gary, and I'm on hold for, about 10 minutes. And Gary says, hold on one second. I know he's busy. I mean, it was late afternoon. He's probably trying to get out. 10 minutes I'm on hold, and I have it on the speakerphone. I'm hearing this really bad. Is it K-Rock that you guys play on hold, or? I would imagine so. I mean, if we put another radio station on hold, I think it's a big mistake. I don't think it's a radio station. It's just really bad music. So I'm waiting there, and this is ridiculous. So I hang up, and I call right back, and I'm like, hey, I just wanted to remind Gary I'm on hold. And the intern said, oh, he left a few minutes ago. Oh.
He left while you were still on hold?
Yeah.
I'm sure he was busy, and,
Somebody just slipped me a note and said it's a tape that we play on hold.
Okay.
Why do we play a tape on hold?
Crazy Cabbie picked the music for it.
Yeah, why do we do that, though? Why not play the radio station?
I don't think we can pick up the radio station.
We can't pick it up? What is it, John? You have the answer to this?
Yeah, do you remember that they play a tape because they have to select the song so there's no curse words and everything?
On the phone?
Yeah, so... Like, if you call...
Every radio station has their own radio station on hold.
Like, you'll never hear this show on hold.
But you guys
that's what it's about, keeping my show off the hold.
But I wasn't calling during the show.
No, then even the music, they won't play K-Right. It has to be there's a tape.
You guys don't curse on the air.
No.
So why couldn't they just play an air check?
I say I'd be proud to have this show on.
Yeah, I know.
It's really bad. It's like a weird kind of format. I don't even think it exists.
See, this is like my Q rating. Everybody knows me, but nobody wants to, nobody wants to admit they like me. All right, so let's get to the bad part of the Q rating because I've just been stalling. Let's get to the real, humiliating part.
All right. So, do you want to know the people that you're in sync with as far as the likability?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Who's as likable as you?
Yeah.
Or as...
Just give me the numbers, Vinny, any way you want to do it.
All right.
Don't sugarcoat it.
Okay. You and Kathy Lee actually are kind of very similar that you have the same amount of recognition and the same amount of dislike.
So she's got high recognition and high dislike.
I bet you more people know her than they know me.
Like 40, a little bit more, but 49% of the people that know you, Howard, don't like you.
Oh, that's not true.
That doesn't sound bad.
Not true.
What do you say? 49% of the people, a lot of them never even heard the show.
Well, you're justifying it.
So you're saying half the people like me and half the people hate me.
Right.
I could live with that.
42% is Kathy Lee.
I don't think that's true, though.
Does anybody else have a high ratio like that? Besides Hitler?
I was looking for him. He wasn't on the list.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? It's like, okay, DJ Scribble. has a higher Q rating than you.
Stop it.
Who is DJ Scribble?
Remember that guy who used to spin records on the Cindy Margolis show?
What's his Q rating?
Okay. His Q rating is 22.
And what is mine?
11.
Oh!
Your final number is 11.
You're saying...
Wait. You have to take into account that more people know who you are.
Yeah.
Fewer people know him, but the people that do actually like him.
That is incredibly depressing.
You know what? That completely, to me, nullifies this entire study. Yeah. There's no way that DJ Scribble...
Yeah, but you don't understand. Q rating is based on people liking you.
I'm telling you, there's no way DJ Scribble could beat you under any circumstances.
Yeah, people don't like to admit they like me.
The one person who knows DJ Scribble must like him.
Right.
You go on the street, ask 100 people who DJ Scribble is.
You get no
5.
recognition.
I know.
3.
And if you go to 100 people and say, who's Howard Stern, they know it. And then they go, well, do you like him? And they go, oh, I don't like him. But a lot of them aren't fans.
Look, I'm telling you, nobody knows DJ
Nobody
Scribble,
knows him.
much less whether they like him or not.
So how is he? So DJ Scribble has a what, a 22?
22%.
And I have an 11.
Right.
Howard, if you went on the street, I'll bet you more people know Beetlejuice. I'll bet you 2 times.
But it's not about if they know you. It's about if they like you.
But I'm still saying nobody even knows if they like DJ Scribble.
Yeah, you'd have to know him to like him.
Who else beats me on the Q rating?
Okay, hold on.
So you guys aren't understanding. There's so many people.
No, I understand
do.
it perfectly.
So
And I'm telling
hold
you,
on.
that's
So many people hate me that it brings my Q rating way down.
Here's a question.
Only 49% hate you.
Here's a question. You interview 100 people.
Right.
2 people know DJ Scribble and they like him. 100 people know Howard Stern, but 49 hate him. Whose Q rating is higher?
And I'm
DJ Scribble.
But that makes no sense.
The people who are saying they like DJ Scribble, they don't know him. No, they really have no awareness of him at all.
No, that's not true.
And that way they can say,
You didn't do the survey. You don't know that.
That's a lie.
You don't know that. Yeah, go ahead, Vinny.
Howard, here's an interesting one. Whites dislike you more than blacks.
That's
the blacks,
true.
I agree.
That's
Black people love me.
Black people love
I'll give you these Beetlejuice. You love me, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.
And he speaks for all blacks.
And
I speak for all
He
blacks.
does today. Yeah, go ahead.
Hispanics dislike you more than anyone.
Oh.
I speak that.
You know, they think I dissed her.
Yeah.
That's why they don't like me. And meanwhile, I got a total railroad on that.
I bet you're not very popular in Denver either.
Demographic.
Yeah, I guess I'm not going to be doing a Goya Beans.
Yeah, the Spanish advertisers aren't looking for you.
Man. Yeah, I remember after that whole Selena thing, we had some people working at the house who were Mexican, and they were giving, they were looking at me, and I went, hey, let me explain to you right now. Here's what I said. I said I don't like Tejano music or whatever that is.
Oh, dear.
It's Fred's fault.
All right, go on.
Beetlejuice, do you know which person in this studio is Howard Stern?
Yeah, you.
Right.
Do you know DJ
Do you know the names?
Scribble?
Do you know DJ Scribble?
Yeah, I know DJ Scribble.
Who is
Do
he?
you like him?
He's a DJ.
Yeah, right.
Where? Where would you have
He's
seen
from
him?
Brooklyn.
See, he knows.
He is not from Brooklyn, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you like him?
Hold on.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
What show is DJ Scribble on?
He's in DJ booth.
He's in the DJ booth. He's right. The guy's right.
It's not about the show either. It's about the person. You don't even
That's
have to know where they're
right.
from.
Well, it's about the person, but it's the same thing. Instead, the guy he's playing it, though.
Yeah.
You know?
See, I told you DJ Scribble's got a higher Q rating than
They
me.
were right in this.
He's in a booth in Brooklyn.
Hold on 1 second, Howard. Juice.
Yeah.
Juice, look at me.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at
How dare you call him by his last name?
Sorry, Mr. Juice.
Yeah.
Would you say he's your favorite? Would you say he's very good? Would
He's
you
a good guy, yeah.
He's
He's
good?
good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's good. All right, so give me some other numbers.
So
Hey, Beetlejuice, do you know the names of the people in this studio? Do you know any of them? Like, what's her name?
I know like a couple of them.
All right, what's his name?
Because I see you every day.
Yeah, I see you every day,
What's my name?
Who is that?
Bobby Booby.
Baba Booey, that's right.
That's acceptable.
And what's her name?
Which one?
This girl over here in the booth.
Hello?
The girl.
Right now.
No.
Hey, Beetle.
No, wait.
I'm Mr. Pete.
Do you remember her name? Don't curse, though.
I didn't care.
You don't remember her name?
I don't know.
Robin.
Could be.
Yeah, Robin.
Could be.
Yeah.
He's not even sure. You could be
You knew
lying.
Baba Booey. I'm just doing a Q rating right here. What?
That proves that if you call Beetlejuice, I have a higher Q rating than Robin.
That's what I'm saying.
That makes no sense.
What do you mean it makes no sense? That's the guy's Q rating.
I'm not Q rating.
Hey, this guy, what's this guy's name right here? The other guy.
yeah?
The white guy.
Oh, I don't know. I gotta see about that.
Howard, right?
Your name Howard. How come you on with it?
He always calls me Howard Stern.
He does?
I didn't call you no Howard Stern. I didn't say that.
You have in the past, Beetle.
What in the past? I don't know what are you talking about.
All right, so who am I?
What?
Who am I?
Who are you?
Who are you?
What?
Who are you? It's a joke, man.
See, so you have no Q rating. That's Beetle. That's Stuttering John.
I know. It was a joke.
Right.
Beetlejuice, do you like me?
Yeah, you're a good friend.
See, so you and I are both the same.
Yeah,
We're both recognizable and liked.
Here, DJ Scribble's on the phone. DJ.
Yes, Howard.
How you doing?
Good. I want to apologize about all this.
Why?
Well, I mean, what they're saying, I'm more popular than you, and with this rating, I mean, that's ridiculous.
All right, well, your apology. This ain't DJ Scribble. I wouldn't even know who that guy is, DJ Scribble.
There should be music in the background if he's on.
Right, yeah, where's your
I'm
music?
down here in Sheepshead Bay, and I'm listening to the radio, and all of a sudden, everything's about me.
Where's your music?
What's going on?
All right, get out of here. All right, so give me some more Q rating stuff.
Okay,
This is
Howard.
Yeah.
So, hey, Benny, when they do a Q rating, is it like how many people is it that they interview?
I don't know what the sampling, but it represents the country.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
they
it's
sample the
So it's like
entire
different
country.
states?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Really?
It could be some state that we don't even have the radio show.
It could be Iowa.
It could be.
Which is amazing that many people know Howard, too, given that the radio show is not.
All right, but meanwhile, my Q rating's an 11. That's the bottom line on all this.
Wait a minute, go on. Who else do you have there?
Before I
You understand what the Q rating is used for? When advertisers want to hire a spokesperson, they try to get someone with a high Q rating because people like them.
That's right, and they already have that barrier broken.
Yeah.
And
It's also even
a matter of
Now you know why you're not seeing me on TV commercials.
So it could be David Hasselhoff could be recognized by a lot of people and liked, and you could be recognized by more people but not liked at all.
But all I know is I got something like 20 million listeners. You're telling me if I did a TV commercial, 20 million people, you wouldn't want to reach them? Those people obviously must like me if they listen to me.
Yeah, Howard, does it matter to an
But
advertiser?
that's the thing with you. A lot of people who listen say they don't like you.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
Does it matter to an advertiser if they like you or not?
Yeah,
I think it would.
it does.
Oh, yeah, because-
For some reason, yeah.
Because they don't want to have to fight his likability to sell their product.
Right. So you're a unique person now because you bring your own audience to the table. A lot of people don't. Like you have a specific amount of people, like you said, that will listen to you and like what you say.
Yeah, all right, so go ahead. Give me some more Q
Here's an
rating.
interesting one.
All right.
Of the people that dislike you the most, that know who you are females between 35 and 49.
Yeah. That's why I only date 20-year-olds.
You'd be
Well, you know what?
smart, too.
Because that's the age most guys dump their wives at.
That's right.
You'd
No,
be
35 to
smart,
49-year-old females don't have a sense of humor.
Right.
What, they lose it?
If they ever had it, they lose it. Well, it's time we all got serious.
Hey,
Young girls like to have fun. You know why? Because their skin isn't all wrinkled. What is it?
Vinny, who's higher than the Q rating, Howard or David Letterman?
Letterman's higher.
Yeah, but Letterman's liked,
Really?
man.
No, I'm shocked.
Well, wait a second.
But
Compare.
Jay Leno's is higher than David Letterman.
No. Letterman's, they're practically a tie. Letterman's a little bit higher than Jay.
Really?
Yeah.
But let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
I bet you more people. Well, I don't know about that. But how many people know my name compared to
I'll
Letterman?
compare you right now. I think
Letterman's got to be higher than
I think
me.
he's in the 80s. Hold on.
Yeah, he's got to be. Come on, he's got a network television show.
Yeah, but it's
So
on
does
so
Barbara
late.
Walters.
Yeah, but
Letterman's at 81%, so more people know him.
and he's on the whole country. I'm at 76%. I'm not even in a third of the country.
Barbara Walters is on all day. How could people not know her?
I mean, Letterman hosted the Oscars. People would know him from that alone.
Right.
Yeah, this thing probably changes from year to year. Robin, I was surprised that you weren't on here. I'm sure when your book was out,
You think I
probably
made it
weren't.
on the
And movie
list,
and
huh?
when the movie was out too. Yeah.
Well, she's the same as Howard Stern. It's just a generic name.
Beetlejuice, do you know who David Letterman is?
I'm loved and hated.
You have an 11 also.
Like it's a photo.
What is that, Beetlejuice?
You work for photos.
Come in and he's doing naked sit-ups. Oh, it's hysterical.
Yeah. Right, Beetlejuice?
Oh, I do that once in a while.
Yeah, just when you're trying to have some fun.
That's all. All right, so get to the Q rating, man.
Okay. Do you want to hear like the people that America loves?
Yeah.
Okay. Tim Allen.
Tell me, what? Tim Allen?
Yeah, that show was really popular.
What's his Q rating?
His Q rating is a 29.
That's high.
That's very high.
But mine's an 11. That ain't that bad.
And his and
Bill Cosby was a 46.
almost all of his are that they're his favorite. He's their favorite.
Wow.
So he's
How about
rated way high.
how about Kathy Lee?
Hold on. I said it
We
already.
did
Oh, I'm sorry.
So more people know me than, let's say, Tim Allen, but Tim Allen has a higher Q rating.
Tim Allen came in pretty high, actually, on Familiar. He's at 92. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can't
Okay.
touch
America
that.
loves Jackie Chan.
What?
Really?
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan is very popular?
Jackie Chan.
Like, Howard, would your
More
mom...
people know you than Jackie Chan, but more people
Like
Does your mom or dad,
Did you
if
ever
you
see
called
him
your
in
mom and
Brady?
asked her if she knew who Jackie Chan was, do you think she'd know it?
I don't think my mom knows anybody past, like, Cary Grant.
Or Barbara Streisand.
Or Barbara Streisand. Yeah.
Barbara Streisand's Q must be out through the roof.
If you ask my mother who Jackie Chan, she'd be, who? I don't know that.
She's annoyed by...
Jackie Chan?
Should be annoyed by the question. So what you telling me? Tell me people who have like people you would never expect to have a higher Q rating than me, but do.
I'm surprised that like Sean Connery is so high.
What does he have?
Sean Connery, yeah, he's up there. He's at like 48.
Well, he does tons of movies, and why does he ever? You see, he doesn't. You see, here's the difference. Guys who actually give their opinions on the radio are always going to have lower Q
You don't
ratings.
know what Sean Connery thinks of anything.
What would
like you take Beetlejuice. Like, everybody loves Beetlejuice. Then he says you don't like the Jews, and the Jews aren't going to like Beetlejuice. So if anybody who gives their opinions, they're going to go. Sean Connery, all he does is act in movies.
In fact, a couple of years ago, Sean Connery made a little slip of the tongue and said a woman needs to be slapped every once in a while.
Yeah, now why don't 35-year-old women not like him?
And it was a real problem for him.
Yeah, his Q rating went down.
Yeah.
It probably did.
All right, anything else you want to tell us about Q rating? Because I got to take a break.
Okay,
Well, how about like a Rush Limbaugh?
Leno used to have a Q rating thing that's very weird.
What do you mean?
His Q rating used to be...
Leno?
Yeah. It was so low that Johnny Carson wouldn't have him as a guest. Because his Q rating came back... He knows this.
Yeah, right.
His Q rating came back that said his face scared children.
Oh.
Wow.
Seriously. And Carson stopped having him. That's when Letterman started having him on. And that's what made him a star so that he could end up getting
Taking
the Tonight
Letterman's
Can I just say one thing? How many children watch The Tonight Show?
Well, there was an expression, but the point is that people would just didn't have a likability factor.
Zero.
Do you want the top 10 list of people under dislikability that you're with?
Yeah. Am I in the top 10?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, dear.
All right, here's the list.
It may not be in the exact order, okay?
Go ahead.
It'll get worse. Wayne Newton's on the list.
Now, why would you hate Wayne Newton?
Because there's something up with that guy.
You just can't figure him out.
There's something up with Wayne Newton. I don't know what he does.
But I also don't know. I mean, he looks kind of weird.
I got to tell you something.
He's a man or a woman?
Yeah, he's weird looking. That mustache is weird. And you want to know something? I don't like him.
You know what he looks like?
And you know what?
He's got that high voice. You don't like that?
The man's done nothing to me. But I think he's up to something.
And look, notice, whenever they put him in a movie, what does he play? A villain.
Or he plays Wayne Newton.
Yeah, but that's a villain.
He could be an alien from another planet.
You know what
Beetlejuice, you like Wayne Newton?
Nah.
No. Even Beetlejuice doesn't like
He
him.
always reminds me of when you watch a movie and a woman dressed up like a man in a suit and stuff.
Yeah,
That's what he looks like.
Yeah, he's scary. Yeah, go ahead. Who else?
Okay, Courtney Love and Pam Anderson.
People hate them.
No. Now, why would people...
Pam Anderson?
It's got to be all women that hate Pam Anderson, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And even guys hate him because she's so good looking and you can never get her.
These people are on your list now.
Courtney Love.
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper.
They hate Alice
A lot of people know him. A lot of people don't like him. Jerry Springer, obviously. This one was surprising that they would even mentioned. Spice
Who's a mess? Jerry Springer?
Oh, yeah, he's a mess.
Even Beetlejuice doesn't like Jerry Springer.
The Spice Girls are on the list with you.
What's their Q rating?
Their dislikability is like 50.
I hate them, and I don't even know why.
I don't like them.
You know what? I thought that they were
Why don't
arrogant.
you like them, Ron?
I hate him.
I like them a lot.
Why not?
I don't. Same as Gary. I have no idea why.
I'll tell you why.
I found them to be arrogant.
They get together and they giggle.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're always...
They're not real.
Yeah.
They're always like on a girls' night out.
They can't sing and they're making money in music.
And I hate when girls get together and I feel like they're goofing on me.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's like they're making millions on a girls' night out.
I know why I hate them. I had them on the show and they didn't stop giggling and
Girl power.
they didn't stop talking over each other. It was just goddamn annoying. I wanted to strangle them.
Girl power.
Yeah, the one that left used to go, "Girl power, Howard, girl power."
Girl power.
And I was like, "Get out.
Just a man
Just
hater.
get out."
Marilyn Manson.
Oh.
Yeah, well, he
He
polarizes.
goes for it. Yeah.
Roseanne.
Yeah.
Howard Stern. This is the only one ahead of you. There's two people ahead of you. The Spice Girls.
Right.
And the number one person, Michael Jackson.
You were number 3?
Wow. Michael Jackson's more despised than me? That's good. Hey, I'm number 3. At least I'm...
Yeah, but hold on.
You're dating kids.
I'd rather be number 1.
Right, if you're going to
Yeah, do it right.
You know, you've never been accused of any of the crimes Michael Jackson's been accused of yet, you know, so...
Hey, but you're right up there with him, Howard.
Yeah.
I'm depressed.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. All right, listen.
Hey,
I beat Hitler.
What are you going to do?
Anyway, Beetlejuice, great having you in. I got to say, you're terrific as a co-host.
Thank you.
Sitting in for Jackie, thank you so much. And
you're welcome.
We'll get back to you on everything, all right?
All right.
All right, Beetlejuice. And we're going to take a break, and then we'll
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, Beetlejuice, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you.
All right, you like the Irish, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me like. All right, we'll be back right after these words.
Howard Stern loves phone callers.
No, I said, why don't you lower your radio so I can talk to you?
All right, is that better?
Old crow.
Don't call me an old crow. What are you, an old fart? And don't you insult me. I'll sue you for slander.
I'll sue you.
All you do is go around slandering. Only those
I'm going to
people
sue you.
Give you money
I'll
and use
sue
you
you.
as a commercial.
I'll sue you.
You're the height of ignorance, and I feel sorry for you. For what? If a shoe was reversed and it was on the other foot, and your wife went to the depth you do, well, what would you do then? Because you're a disgusting pig.
Well, you told... Wow. How dare she, Rob?
And phone callers love Howard Stern. Now, back to the Howard Stern Show on The Nerve. 95.1, 95.5. It just rocks. We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
How long can something like that continue?
The Howard Stern Show.
All right. We're back. And we got something now called The Naked News. King of All Blacks is here. He's trying out for Jackie's job as well.
Oh, wonderful.
We'd love to get that job.
Yeah, we'd love it.
Yeah, get out of the garbage business.
That's all. Add to the show.
Yeah, why not?
I know we did a profile of him where we actually see him on the truck. When is that going to air?
I think that's this week's show.
Okay.
I got a good story about that.
Yeah, because King of All Blacks, I said, I saw the piece. I thought they were airing it last week. I guess it's this week they air it. Or whatever. Anyway, this naked news thing, this came to my attention a couple of months ago.
Yeah, you mentioned this.
Yeah, you can go on the Internet.
Do you do this, actually?
You know, I don't for some reason, and I'm not sure why I don't, but Vinny does all the time.
It's free, which is great.
Yeah.
And it's very sexy.
Well, do they have commercials?
No, well, Vinny was explaining to me what the deal is. Why do you go on the naked news?
I go on because it's very sexy to see attractive women who are fully dressed slowly get undressed while they're delivering the news.
They strip while they do the news.
They strip. And, you know...
Is it real news? Are you actually tuning in because you can hear news?
It's legitimate, real news. Probably off the AP wire. But, hey, you know, it's like Eyewitness News naked.
So, hey, do you tune in during a crisis?
Yeah, like, will you go there, let's say, when President Clinton and the pardons is a big story?
That's the first place I go. Before...
Do they cover, like, George W. Bush's inauguration?
Absolutely. Yeah, they'll cover it's every day.
But, like, when there's a plane crash or or some of these natural disasters that people go wall to wall on.
They do a special report and get dressed to get naked again. I think it just makes that tonight's newscast.
How do you get on the naked news? What's the...
I think it's nakednews.com.
And is it live? I mean, they don't repeat. It's just all live news.
They don't repeat. I think there's a certain one that's like the first one for the day, and then they'll refresh it as more news comes.
Is there 24-hour coverage, or is there a regular newscast?
Well, when you think about it, even in New York, you have news at 11 every night. It's a half hour. So think of it like that.
Yeah, all right, let's meet the people from Naked News. They're coming in bathrobes before they actually do the news for us.
Well, I thought they usually start off completely dressed.
They should be wearing clothes.
Well, yeah. Well, for our show, they're wearing bathrobes.
That's a ripoff.
Yeah. It's a ripoff.
See, he really likes to see them peel out of the clothes.
Yeah, well, you know what, Vinny? This isn't for you.
All right, sorry.
Here are the two women from the Naked News. We have Victoria Sinclair, who is dressed in black with dark black hair. Hi, Victoria. And Diane Foster, who is dressed in white robe with blonde hair.
We have two different color robes.
Are those hotel bathrobes?
That white one is from my hotel.
Did you spend the night with her, Ron? No.
There's tonight.
But there's tonight.
Go to the park.
Hey, Ron, do the weather. Get undressed.
Girls, did you go to college to become journalists, and did things go horribly wrong? Is that what we're dealing with here today? Let me try and get your story out of you. I want to interview you in a serious way.
In a serious manner.
In a serious manner. Did you have dreams, Victoria, of becoming a newscaster?
No, I did not. I did not have dreams of this. This came as a bit of a surprise.
What did she have dreams of doing?
I had dreams of becoming a great writer or something like that.
Are you a good-looking girl? Are you a porno star or anything like that?
No, I'm not. I used to be in marketing.
Was it embarrassing to you to take your clothes off while you read the news?
I was lucky because I was the very first one to start this, and the producer is my boyfriend.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So just roping in front of him was a whole lot easier than from a stranger.
And at first, did you think it was a stupid idea? I mean, like, why am I doing this? I mean, do you get paid for this?
Oh, we get paid, and I loved the idea. I'd heard about it for months before they went into production.
But you had never gotten
nude. Get involved.
You wanted to be involved, but you never got naked on camera before, had you?
Well, I've been with my boyfriend for many years, and he loves his cameras. So.
Yeah, sounds like an interesting guy. I mean, he, and you were in marketing. You had you look like a real respectable girl, like somebody I might actually see on the news.
A newscaster, you know, you'd think she could do it.
Well, I've been respectable looking for a good 10, 12 years in that business.
So you are getting paid to read the naked news?
I am getting paid.
And how does the website make money? Because I know it's free to tune in.
It's free to tune in for the small size, and we have commercials on that site. But we've just recently introduced a membership site.
Now, what happens on that site?
Yeah, what happens there?
Well, you don't have to go through commercials, which is nice.
Right.
And they also have a much larger screen.
They do. And what is it, nakednews.com?
That's right.
Naked, not the Naked News, nakednews.com.
Nakednews.com.
All right. Now, what about you, Diane? You are not the boyfriend. You do not have the boyfriend on your side. Yeah. You are an anchor woman?
Yes, I do the weather.
You do the weather. Oh, so you're the anchor woman, Victoria, and Diane is the weather person.
The weather anchor.
The weather anchor. And what do? You stand in front of the map, you do the weather, and then you're naked. And are you inhibited being naked?
Not in the least.
And were you a porno star?
Hardly.
Hardly. What did you do? Did you study meteorology in college?
No, actually, I didn't. I spent actually most of my corporate years in the medical field.
Right. And how did you end up reading the weather on Naked?
I was just bored and was looking for something completely different.
Right.
And I had seen the ad.
Right.
Huge letters, Naked News hiring, and I thought, geez, that's bizarre. I wonder what that's all about.
Right.
So I checked out the website, and I liked what I'd seen. And I thought, I'm going to give that a shot.
Right. So
and
you don't really know anything about the weather.
Well, I do now.
You're starting to learn. But then again, the guy on the weather forecast doesn't know anything about the weather either, does he? So it's not all that different.
And she does the whole map thing and everything.
The whole map thing and everything. It's a routine, really, most days.
Right. And I know it's always cold in the studio, probably. And so now, have you guys gotten any kind of notoriety? Have any actual news organizations contacted you about becoming newscasters?
We've had a number of news organizations do stories on us.
Right.
But we haven't had offers yet.
Do you get a lot of fan mail? How many people tune into Naked News every night?
At last count, we had 5.7 million unique visitors.
Is that true? Now, when you say visitors, you mean that's over the course of time, like Vinny is counted in the 5.7? That's not a night.
No, that was for last month.
That was just last month alone, 5.7 million people watched some portion of the Naked News.
Shortest month of the year.
Wow. Wow.
How ironic.
Yeah, I wonder what her Q rating is. Well, ladies, I would love to see some of the Naked News. What is the average pay for, like, a weather forecaster on the Naked News? I mean, can you make a lot of money doing that?
Well, I'll tell you, it's not as much as that weather forecaster that was going to be sued there last week who made over $500,000. It's not quite that much. But
can you make over $500 a week?
I can't really tell you what I do make. I can tell you that I'm comfortable and happy.
And this is the only job you have?
This is the only job I have, yes.
All right, so she makes her full living from it.
Yes.
All right. And, Victoria, you get paid even though that's your boyfriend who's doing it, right?
That's right.
Right. And that's your only job?
Yes, it is. It's a full-time job.
Do you gather the news and stuff? Do you actually have to work in the newsroom, or you just...
Do you have to be naked when you're doing it?
Yeah. I
used to. When it first began, it was just Elliot and myself.
And how did you gather the news? You have an AP machine and you read off that?
Oh, we get it from the wire service.
Wire service, yeah.
It's like naked out on
You
the
know what
street.
would be funny is if they had, you know how some of the news stations, they would have that whole newsroom behind the anchor, and everybody back there would be naked, too.
Yeah.
We've been trying, Robin. We've been trying.
Everybody who works there should be naked.
Yeah.
Well, girls...
It's true, you do. You develop this inner thing goes on where you're really comfortable with nudity, and all the other people who work in the studio who are clothed aren't. So you're sort of, just run into the phone for a minute, and people are like, oh, God, there she goes again.
Yeah, Victoria's like the nude Lois Lane.
Yeah, but why aren't the cameramen nude? Everybody should be nude.
And where do you guys hope to go with all of this? I mean, do you have visions of ever getting on a legitimate newscast or a clothed newscast? I mean, where's this going to lead?
Well, my vision is to turn this into a legitimate newscast.
Right. And do it where?
We'd like to move it to cable.
You would?
Absolutely.
What cable channel do you know would run this?
They're going to have their own, obviously.
You never know. You never know, Howard. Come on.
And is it like
Times are changing.
is it like the regular news business where you could be replaced by somebody younger and they do that all the time, don't they?
Now you're messing with our mind.
Right. I mean,
I mean, did they have to get breast implants or anything for this job?
Did anybody have any work done?
No implants, no plastic involved here.
Really?
No.
Right. Okay. Do you guys have great bodies?
I'm happy with mine.
Yeah.
We've done the best we could with what we have.
Well, I can't wait to see some naked news. Now, what are you going to be doing first now? Who's going to start off? I guess, Victoria, you're going to start doing the naked news. And then Diane...
I just want to ask one more thing.
Yeah.
Married, children?
Happily married, no children.
Okay.
Really? And your husband doesn't mind you being nude?
My husband is a huge voyeur. He thinks it's awesome.
He thinks it's great. Okay. Joseph, you're on the air. Joseph. I know why I can't hear Joseph. The button isn't pressed. Yeah, go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, the way it works is the first girl with the black hair, she's the one that starts off with clothes on, and she slowly takes it off. The rest appear all naked from the beginning.
Is that right? Okay.
Oh, I see. And today you're wearing a robe, so you're not going to do the slow strip, I guess. What are you going to do? You're just going to be naked and then start reading the news for us?
That's not good. Now, let me ask one other thing. Now, in other newscasts, they have correspondents that they go to. Do they have reporters out in the field? Or
in Baghdad, naked?
No, we're looking forward to enhancements to the site that will include exactly that, Robin.
Yeah.
They say the blonde one is pregnant?
Is that right?
Our sportscaster, yes, she is.
She's pregnant, and is she nude on the thing, too?
Oh, yes, and she
You're going to go
terrific.
through the whole pregnancy?
During sweeps, she's going to give birth.
Wow. Well, I can't wait to see some naked news. Are we going to start now?
Sure.
They should show some more butt. You can say that?
Do you guys not, what, you don't think they show enough butt on the naked news?
Once in a while, they turn around by the weather.
That's right. There's usually a full moon over Dallas.
Wow.
Almost every day.
There you go.
But the newscaster is seated, is she? Or is
she's standing.
Stand.
Okay.
You stand. All right. Well, girls, let me let you do your thing right now. Give us a little naked news. The ladies are in robes, but they seem to be taking them off.
This is an abbreviated disrobing.
What does that mean?
She's just going to take off
her business suit.
You're what?
Normally I'm in a business suit.
Oh, I see. So you're just getting naked.
Just getting
Oh, you got a nice bod, I'll tell you that, hon. Yeah. All right. Lordy-loo. Well, you girls are naked. What a great concept. Are you guys afraid of competition, that they might start a competing website? Because this is an idea that people could steal, couldn't they?
Playboy, but you know, it's difficult. It is not easy to get women who are courageous enough to give this a try.
Look at King of All Blacks. Look at.
Oh, was he here?
Yeah, you're on the. Yeah,
You got a lot of women in here, but they're turning me on.
These two turn you on.
Yeah.
Why do these two turn you on? Because they're real women, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not like Playboy Playmates.
Oh,
perfect.
Right,
they're way better than that.
Yeah, you got nice bodies, girls. You know, I mean, you look good. Do you feel funny standing in front of us naked? No. Not at all. God bless you. I should try it? No, I don't think. If I had a nice body, I'd do it.
The girl in the black hair has that black girl flip in the back, too. If you turn her around.
What do you mean, a butt?
She has a butt?
Yeah, she has that. See that crease
Can I see your butt for a second? Let me just see that.
What flip?
What flip?
No, that's beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Can we see it? I don't know what he's talking about.
There's something you might not like that, Howard, but see that little, like a shadow. Can I show you?
Yeah, good. Don't touch her, but just
I'm not going to touch her.
Use a pencil.
Because she'll have you up on charges. You go to court with her, man. You're a black man with a beautiful white girl. But
tell me precisely what it is. That's such a...
Right here.
Oh, broads, huh? I'm horny as hell.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sure. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Afghanistan's ruling Taliban party proudly announced the official obliteration of the two giant Buddhas at Bamiyan. A minister for the ruling party smugly declared, anything that directly contradicts our beliefs, we don't want to keep.
I know it's something about Afghanistan, but I don't know anything else after that.
They destroyed the Buddhas. It's tragic.
See, you're paying attention.
She's saying it like, you know what I mean, like a real newswoman. Which
she is.
But do you know what she's talking about?
No, because she's like droning, like, you know, like...
Yeah, you're trying to be all serious.
Yeah, you got to stop that.
You want
the news.
Yeah, hey, it's serious news, too. Things were destroyed somewhere.
Something was destroyed.
I know.
Art.
Your
Art
microphone's
people.
on. Yeah.
Not politicians, art.
Because you got to put your microphone on. When
it is on.
Oh, now it is. Yeah.
Shouldn't they do some kind of dancing with the news, don't you think?
Well, you should move.
Nah, not too much dance.
Is there really no movement? They just stand there?
Oh, we can't. When it's the Internet, if you're doing any kind of a movement, you're going to get just a jerky
so you have to be very still.
Jimmy, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, Howard, you know, I was checking out these girls on the website. I got a fast connection. I'm looking at it. But, I mean, you got to be real hard up, man, to be watching these girl.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, come on. Then maybe you ain't seeing the girls we're looking at.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at them on the website. I haven't seen nothing too smoking. Usually you have some hot chicks on, man, but these chicks don't look too good.
You should lower your expectations.
Yeah, really. Let me see the chicks you're getting.
Yeah, right?
I don't know, man. They look good to me.
Give me a web address, and I'll send you what some real chicks look like, Howard.
Well, you see, you girls don't look like penthouse pets.
That's right.
But you look like...
We are real.
You look like real women. You got real boobs. You got nice... I like it.
I love it.
They're the survivor of newscasts.
I like it. It's refreshing to see a woman with real boobs. I forgot what they look like.
Absolutely.
I see so much fake crap.
You're jaded.
Well, yeah, we got girls coming in here 24/7.
They look good.
Thank you. I'm happy with it.
All right, let me hear a little weather now. Let's do a little weather for us now. Let's turn it over to the weather forecaster. You do the intro. Go ahead. Naked news. Oh, I see.
Oh, they got to roll the teleprompter.
Okay, sorry.
She was going to do an entire newscast.
By the way, King of all blacks has real boobs, by the way.
He's not fake at all.
All right, let's go to the weather forecast.
And now the weather.
That's what you were waiting for?
You went by way too quickly.
All right, go ahead, yes.
Winter's renewed attacks on our patients continues as much of the northeast and central portions of the U.S. looks more like January than March. The spring thaw remains.
You know what I like about it? I can really look at the girls because they're so busy reading off the teleprompter.
They don't notice you looking at them.
Yeah. And you know what I'm doing, strangely enough, and I didn't notice? I'm just staring at your private parts. Why am I focused on that?
At least you can admit it.
I don't know why. I'm hardly seeing your faces. I mean, I never realized. I want to just look at your private parts where you don't look at me and I can just stare at them.
Passive
Otherwise,
observation
you'd have
is beautiful.
to pretend you were looking elsewhere, right?
Yeah, I like this. I like that you guys are so engrossed in this. Go ahead. Yeah, keep going.
Let's start close to the source of winter, something we Canadians have made a living at. Despite the gray and blistery conditions that we encounter, we do our best to say nay to the gray. Conditions in Toronto look much like they are in the Big Apple. However, there is hope on the horizon. Much of New England will be cloud-covered.
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't care.
I'm not even looking.
It's great. You're not even looking at this point. Yeah, Marcus, go ahead.
Hey, how are you, Howard?
Yeah.
Marcus from Toronto. I'm calling from everyone here at our office. I work for an internet company. All of us, every morning, we come in, load up the naked news, and watch it. These are sexy ladies telling us about the news the way it is, especially since it's Toronto-based, local.
And it's free.
Oh, they're in Toronto.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize you guys were from Toronto. Mark, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, these guys suck.
Why?
I can't see them, of course, but their voice sucks. You know, I'm being enthralled looking at their body. But what they should do, they should pleasure themselves while they're doing it to get a better audience.
What about that? Have you guys Robin
Yeah, but you got to do something, man. Your voices are terrible.
They're doing fine.
They're doing fine.
Hey, stop your criticism.
They're
Come
naked.
on.
Oh, I like this guy. He's critiquing their delivery.
I think he's just jealous he's
Yeah,
not
but
there.
Howard, they got to work on something. That delivery ain't making it.
What about touching yourselves? Would that be porno and you don't want to do porno? What about touching yourselves? Has anyone suggested that?
We're not going to go that route.
You're not going to do that?
Howard, I got an idea for these clowns. And instead of pleasuring yourself, just have a microphone looks like a dildo.
Well, there you go. There's a programming note.
He's throwing out the suggestion.
Todd, you're on the air.
Yes, Howard. Did you know they thanked you for mentioning them a couple months ago? At the end of their newscast, they said, we want to give a special thanks to Howard Stern.
Well, isn't that nice?
For mentioning you.
That's beautiful.
I'd like to know how many hits they got after you mentioned that.
Well, let me tell you, I bet you they get a lot of hits today because this is good. I like it. I would watch this.
Last time that you mentioned us actually shut us down.
Really?
But this time, I think we're ready.
You're ready for it.
No, you're not. Glenn, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning. I was privy to their internet broadcast, and let me tell you, late breaking news off the AP wire. There's a brush fire in my pants, baby.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Eddie, you're on the air.
No, they should take KC to do the sports.
They get Casey naked.
Casey.
Do any naked men? Are naked men on the naked news at all?
We have been auditioning.
Really?
Casey, interested?
Casey, you want to be naked on that?
I don't know about that, but I think the other one should suckle herself while the other one does the news. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they're not doing it.
That's a great idea.
Right?
You're amazing.
That'd be pretty difficult, too, I think.
Well,
would Casey have to be completely naked, or could he go down to G-string, he wants to know?
Oh, completely.
You know what I like about the naked news? The girls are really trying, though, to put out a newscast in a serious way. I mean, that's what I think turns me on about it. The fact that you're reading that teleprompter and you're trying so hard to communicate is such a touching thing. It's touching that you would try that hard.
And they don't look like they're looking at you pleasuring yourself. They look like they're focused on the news only.
Have either of you ever been attracted to each other?
I think she's gorgeous.
You do think she's gorgeous?
Yes, I do.
Do you ever, kiss during the newscast?
That would be unprofessional.
All right.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. They look, listen, do your thing, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
You laughing at him because no one knows what he's saying? Yeah, I have no idea what he's saying.
I was just staring at him. I said, he has no idea what he just said.
No.
She favors, you know what she favors? And I know this is going to sound crazy, but she's looking good lately. And you have to agree.
Who?
Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake? We're talking to two naked chicks.
I know, I'm saying you favor her a little bit. Ricky Lake looks good to me right now. She lost a lot of weight.
Rich, believe me, see Ricky Lake naked and tell me.
Pregnant.
Howard. By the way, you know Ricky Lake's been on the air for 9 years now? Yeah. And that show, I mean, I don't know. I'll roughly say they got to be making about $1 million a week with that show.
Jeez, oh, yeah. It has a rating, and they play it twice a day.
Do you remember when 9 years ago when Ricky Lake first came on the scene and you went, she's some chubby chick? That show has outlasted all of them.
That's right. That's right. And I watch it sometimes.
And you have a higher Q score than her.
I do?
Yep.
But I bet she's making major dough.
Because she stays neutral.
What is it? So do you... I don't know what I'm saying either.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah, Rich, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
I got a rumor floating around that these two girls are dating a guy named Rich Turco.
Both of them?
Are you guys dating a guy named Rich Turco? That rumor is not true.
I'm happily married.
This just in.
Have you guys ever kissed each other?
No.
Have you ever been tempted to hold each other during the news or anything, or touch each other?
Yeah, during a sad story, what do you do?
Dude, if there was a really sad story where the country...
Hug? Do you cry?
Would you guys ever hug each other?
Hug, everybody cry.
Do you ever fantasize about hugging each other?
We have hugged each other.
That's right.
Oh.
Naked?
Naked?
In the green room, actually.
In the green room. Mm-hmm.
I got $5. Do it now.
Could you hug now? Would you guys hug each other now? Would that be a fact?
She's
Oh.
Now that's
very good.
Is there anything horrible about hugging
Nothing horrible.
Are they friends? Do they get together after the show and
Yes,
have
we
a
do.
drink?
You do?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever jump up and down? You're so happy when you see each other?
No.
When the ratings come in and they're good, do you guys jump up and down?
No.
What would that be like if you guys got good ratings and you started jumping up and down?
Yeah, if you got really excited.
Yeah. Do you ever do that?
Snatch our purses and race for the nearest shopping center.
That's right.
You still doing the news.
I'm still rubbing myself. Jerry, you're on the air. I'm actually rubbing myself. Yeah, go ahead.
9 times out of 10, all women that are on TV as weather girls, guys are watching them thinking about what would they look like naked anyway.
That's right. This is
And
perfect.
this way you get to see.
I like that you do a slow strip. I have to tune in and actually watch it. Dan, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, what's up?
Hey, man.
Yesterday, Rosie was bad-mouthing you.
On TV?
Yeah,
Really?
somebody from the audience had said something about the school shootings or some crap.
Yeah. Rosie O'Donnell?
Yeah.
Was bad-mouthing me?
Yeah, she said you're to blame with half of everybody else.
I'm to blame with the school shootings?
Well, no, not with that, but, with today's downfall.
What?
Who cares? I mean, how silly.
Somebody call us with a tape. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you guys mention anything about that on the news, that Rosie O'Donnell's blaming me for the school shootings?
No, but we can if you like.
Yeah, put that in the news. That's an important story. Man, you guys look good sitting down, too.
They don't prepare the news.
Howard, they're better sitting down.
You guys look good sitting down with your legs crossed. That's hot.
Isn't it hot with the shoes?
Yeah.
The shoes do it.
By the way, the girls are anchoring the news, but they wear their hot shoes, their sandals. Yeah. Nice.
And do you see this on the actual Naked News where they're sitting sometimes and sometimes they're standing?
Yeah, during the close, we're usually sitting, the group of us together.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a desk in front of you or no desk?
No desk.
Yeah, good. But Vinny was taking a rolled-up dollar bill and trying to put it up Doug.
What?
In a weird... You should see Vinny doing that.
You remember... Oh, my goodness.
That's right.
A Robitussin, what?
A Robitussin. All right, anyway, so my Q rating... Let's get back to Q rating, Beetle.
Yeah, please.
All right.
Okay, so you want some other names?
Yeah, so who else do I beat in Q?
It's amazing. More people know you than Dick Clark.
Really?
Wow.
Really?
I know.
That's shocking.
That's amazing.
I got another.
You think I could parlay that into something?
Well, wait a minute. We haven't got to the...
I got to tell you something. When I walk around the streets, people always, hey, Howard, how you doing? I don't see anybody not liking me.
Well, they don't tell you till you...
Yeah. Right.
They're probably scared to go.
They're probably afraid because they know I kicked their ass.
You know it.
That's right.
How it is.
Or that you'll get Beetlejuice to kick it.
I'll get Beetlejuice to kick their ass for me. Right? You would do that for me.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
You never know.
I got to tell you.
Or is that...
I don't know what they spray painted him with. You got to be careful with that.
Really?
I think in Goldfinger, the girl died from it.
Yes.
But you feel fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel good. Okay, Vinny, so
Chris Rock was like a 61 on the familiarity.
See that?
Well, he made a show, though.
Yeah. Who else?
Okay, Carson Daly. More people know you than Carson Daly.
I understand.
I hope so.
Barbara Walters, we did that, right?
Barbara Walters what?
More people know you than Barbara Walters.
Wow.
Wow. I'm impressed.
That's amazing.
I still haven't told you.
She's been on TV forever.
Yeah. Every day. You're,
hey, Ron, no wonder you wanted to have dinner with me.
Beats a squirrel.
Right. What else?
All right, the average in your category, the average the average familiarity in your category was like 39.
Wow.
And you are a 76.
Wow.
Okay. The average...
By the way, I just want to mention we're lucky to have Vinny here today because he called Gary. Gary called him and said...
No, I actually, Casey called me last Friday just to tell me, I need you in next Wednesday at 6 in the morning. And I'm like, well, what are we doing? He goes, I don't know, just be there. And I'm like, to myself, that's a big deal. I got to leave 2 days earlier to get here at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, right.
So I figure, all right, a couple of days will pass. I'm sure someone's going to call me to produce this segment that I'm a part of. I had a vague idea, but I wasn't sure.
Right.
So then I called Gary, and I'm on hold for, about 10 minutes. And Gary says, hold on one second. I know he's busy. I mean, it was late afternoon. He's probably trying to get out. 10 minutes I'm on hold, and I have it on the speakerphone. I'm hearing this really bad. Is it K-Rock that you guys play on hold, or? I would imagine so. I mean, if we put another radio station on hold, I think it's a big mistake. I don't think it's a radio station. It's just really bad music. Oh. So I'm waiting there, and this is ridiculous. So I hang up, and I call right back, and I'm like, hey, I just wanted to remind Gary I'm on hold. And the intern said, oh, he left a few minutes ago. Oh.
He left while you were still on hold?
Yeah.
I'm sure he was busy, and,
Somebody just slipped me a note and said it's a tape that we play on hold.
Okay.
Why do we play a tape on hold?
Crazy Cabby picked the music for it.
Yeah, why do we do that, though? Why not play the radio station?
I don't think we can pick up the radio station.
We can't pick it up? What is it, John? You have the answer to this?
Yeah, do you remember that they play a tape because they have to select the song so there's no curse words and everything?
On the phone?
Yeah, so... Like, if you call...
Every radio station has their own radio station on hold.
Like, you'll never hear this show on hold.
But you guys
that's what it's about, keeping my show off the hold.
But I wasn't calling during the show.
No, then even the music, they won't play K-Right. It has to be there's a tape.
You guys don't curse on the air.
No.
So why couldn't they just play an air check?
I'd say I'd be proud to have this show on.
Yeah, I know.
It's really bad. It's like a weird kind of format. I don't even think it exists.
See, this is like my Q rating. Everybody knows me, but nobody wants to, nobody wants to admit they like me. All right, so let's get to the bad part of the Q rating because I've just been stalling. Let's get to the real, humiliating part.
All right. So, do you want to know the people that you're in sync with as far as the likability?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Who's as likable as you?
Yeah.
Or as...
Just give me the numbers, Vinny, any way you want to do it.
All right.
Don't sugarcoat it.
Okay, you and Kathy Lee actually are kind of very similar. That you have the same amount of recognition and the same amount of dislike.
So she's got high recognition and high dislike.
I bet you more people know her than they know me.
Like 40, a little bit more, but 49% of the people that know you, Howard, don't like you.
Oh, that's not true.
That doesn't sound bad.
Not true.
What do you say? 49% of the people, a lot of them never even heard the show.
Well, you're justifying it.
So you're saying half the people like me and half the people hate me.
Right.
I could live with that.
42% is Kathy Lee.
I don't think that's true, though.
Does anybody else have a high ratio like that? Besides Hitler?
I was looking for him. He wasn't on the list.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? It's like, okay, DJ Scribble has a higher Q rating than you.
Stop it.
Who is DJ Scribble?
Remember that guy who used to spin records on the Cindy Margolis show?
What's his Q rating?
Okay. His Q rating is 22.
And what is mine?
11.
Oh!
Your final number is 11.
You're saying...
Wait, you have to take into account that more people know who you are.
Yeah.
Fewer people know him, but the people that do actually like him.
That is incredibly depressing.
You know what? That completely, to me, nullifies this entire study.
Yeah.
There's no way that DJ Scribble
Yeah, but you don't understand. Q rating is based on people liking you.
I'm telling you, there's no way DJ Scribble could beat you under any circumstances.
Yeah, people don't like to admit they like me.
The one person who knows DJ Scribble must like him.
Right.
You go on the street, ask 100 people who DJ Scribble is.
You get no
5.
recognition.
I know.
3.
And if you go to 100 people and say, who's Howard Stern, they know it, and then they go, well, do you like him? And they go, oh, I don't like him. But a lot of them aren't fans.
Look, I'm telling you, nobody knows DJ
Nobody
Scribble,
knows
much
him.
less whether they like him or not.
So how is he? So DJ Scribble has a what, a 22?
22%.
And I have an 11.
Right.
Howard, if you went on the street, I'll bet you more people know Beetlejuice. I'll bet you 2 times.
But it's not about if they know you. It's about if they like you.
But I'm still saying nobody even knows if they like DJ Scribble.
Yeah, you'd have to know him to like him.
Who else beats me on the Q rating?
Okay, hold on.
So you guys aren't understanding. There's so many people.
No, I understand it perfectly. And I'm telling
Hold
you,
on.
that's
So many people hate me that it brings my Q rating way down.
Here's a question.
Only 49% hate you.
Here's a question. You interview 100 people.
Right.
2 people know DJ Scribble and they like him. 100 people know Howard Stern, but 49 hate him. Whose Q rating is higher?
And I'm
DJ
telling you,
Scribble.
But that makes no sense.
The people who are saying they like DJ Scribble, they don't know him.
No,
they really have no awareness of him at all.
No, that's not true.
And that way they can say,
You didn't do the survey. You don't know that.
That's a lie.
You don't know that. Yeah, go ahead, Vinny.
Howard, here's an interesting one. Whites dislike you more than blacks.
The blacks,
I agree.
Black people love me.
Black people love
I'll give you these Beetlejuice. You love me, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.
And he speaks for all blacks.
And
I speak for all
He
blacks.
does today. Yeah, go ahead.
Hispanics dislike you more than anyone.
Oh,
I speak that.
Dina, they think I dissed her. That's why they don't like me. And meanwhile, I got a total railroad on that.
I bet you're not very popular in Denver either.
Demographic.
Yeah, I guess I'm not going to be doing a Goya Beans.
Yeah, the Spanish advertisers aren't looking for you.
Man. Yeah, I remember after that whole Selena thing, we had some people working at the house who were Mexican, and they were giving, they were looking at me, and I went, hey, let me explain to you right now. Here's what I said. I said I don't like Tejano music or whatever that is.
Oh, dear. All right, go on.
Beetlejuice, do you know which person in this studio is Howard Stern?
Yeah, you.
Right.
Do you know DJ
Do you know the names?
Scribble?
Do you know DJ Scribble?
Yeah, I know DJ Scribble.
Who is he?
Do you like him?
He's a DJ.
Yeah, right.
Where? Where would you have
He's
seen
from
him?
Brooklyn.
See, he knows.
He is not from Brooklyn, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you like him?
Hold on.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
What show is DJ Scribble on?
He's in DJ booth.
He's in the DJ booth. He's right. The guy's right.
It's not about the show either. It's about the person. You don't even
That's
have to know where they're
right.
from.
Well, it's about the person, but it's the same thing. Instead, the guy he's playing it, though.
Yeah.
You know?
See, I told you DJ Scribble's got a higher Q rating than
Maybe
me.
they were right in this.
He's in a booth in Brooklyn.
Hold on 1 second, Howard. Juice.
Yeah.
Juice, look at me.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice.
Oh, look at
How
that.
dare you call him by his last name?
Sorry, Mr. Juice.
Yeah.
Would you say he's your favorite? Would you say he's very good? Would
He's
you
a good guy, yeah.
He's
He's
good?
good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's good. All right, so give me some other numbers.
So
Hey, Beetlejuice, do you know the names of the people in this studio? Do you know any of them? Like, what's her name?
I know like a couple of them.
All right, what's his name?
Because I see you every day.
Yeah, I see you every day,
What's my
too.
name?
Who is that?
Bobby Booby.
Baba Booey, that's right.
That's acceptable.
And what's her name?
Which one?
This girl over here in the booth.
Hello?
The girl.
Right now.
No.
Hey, Beetle.
No, wait.
I'm Mr. Pete.
Do you remember her name? Don't curse, though.
I didn't care.
You don't remember her name?
I don't know.
Robin.
Could be.
Yeah, Robin.
Could be.
Yeah.
He's not even sure. You could be.
You knew Baba Booey. I'm just doing a Q rating right here. What?
That proves that if you call Beetlejuice, I have a higher Q rating than Robin.
That's what I'm saying.
That makes no sense.
What do you mean it makes no sense? That's the guy's Q rating.
I'm not Q rating.
Hey, this guy, what's this guy's name right here? The other guy.
yeah?
The white guy.
Oh, I don't know. I got to see about that.
Howard, right?
Your name Howard. How come you over here then?
He always calls me Howard Stern.
He does?
I didn't call you no Howard Stern. I didn't say that.
You have in the past, Beetle.
What in the past? I don't know what are you talking about.
All right, so who am I?
What?
Who am I?
Who, you?
Who are you?
What?
Who are you? It's a joke, man.
See, so you have no Q rating. That's Beetle, that's Stuttering John.
I know, it was a joke.
Right.
Beetlejuice, do you like me?
Yeah, you're a good friend.
See, so you and I are both the same.
Yeah,
We're both recognizable and liked.
Yeah, DJ Scribble's on the phone. DJ,
Yes, Howard.
how you doing?
Good. I want to apologize about all this.
Why?
Well, I mean, what they're saying, I'm more popular than you, and with this rating, I mean, that's ridiculous.
All right, well, your apology. This ain't DJ Scribble. I wouldn't even know who that guy is, DJ Scribble.
There should be music in the background if he's on.
Right, yeah, where's your music?
I'm down here in Sheepshead Bay, and I'm listening to radio, and all of a sudden everything's about me.
Where's your music?
What's going on?
All right, get out of here. All right, so give me some more Q rating stuff.
Okay,
This is
Howard.
Yeah.
So, hey, Vinny, when they do a Q rating, is it like how many people is it that they interview?
I don't know what the sampling, but it represents the country.
Yeah,
I mean,
they sample the
So it's like
entire
different
country.
states?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it could be some state that we don't even have the radio show.
It could be Iowa.
It could be.
Which is amazing that that many people know Howard, too, given that the radio show is not.
All right, but meanwhile, my Q rating's an 11. That's the bottom line on all this.
Wait a minute, go on. Who else do you have there?
Before I
You understand what the Q rating is used for? When advertisers want to hire a spokesperson, they try to get someone with a high Q rating because people like them.
That's right, and they already have that barrier broken.
Yeah.
And
It's also even
Now you know why you're not seeing me on TV commercials.
So it could be David Hasselhoff could be recognized by a lot of people and liked, and you could be recognized by more people but not liked at all.
But all I know is I got something like 20 million listeners. You're telling me if I did a TV commercial, 20 million people, you wouldn't want to reach them? Those people obviously must like me if they listen to me.
Yeah, Howard, does it matter to an advertiser?
But that's the thing with you. A lot of people who listen say they don't like you.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
Does it matter to an advertiser if they like you or not?
Yeah,
I think it would.
It does.
Oh, yeah, because
for some reason,
Because they don't want to have to fight his likability to sell their product.
Right. So you're a unique person, Howard, because you bring your own audience to the table. A lot of people don't. Like, you have a specific amount of people, like you said, that will listen to you and like what you say.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead. Give me some more Q
Here's
rating.
an interesting one.
All right.
Of the people that dislike you the most, that know who you are females between 35 and 49.
Yeah. That's why I only date 20-year-olds.
You'd be
Well, you know what? Because that's the age most guys dump their wives at.
That's right. No, 35 to 49-year-old females don't have a sense of humor.
Right.
What, they lose it?
If they ever had it, they lose it. Well, it's time we all got serious.
Hey,
young girls like to have fun. You know why? Because their skin isn't all wrinkled. What is it?
Vinny, who's higher than the Q rating, Howard or David Letterman?
Letterman's higher.
Yeah, but Letterman's liked,
really?
man.
No, I'm shocked.
Well, wait a second.
But
Compare.
Jay Leno's is higher than David Letterman.
No. Letterman's, they're practically a tie. Letterman's a little bit higher than Jay.
Really?
Yeah.
But let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
I bet you more people. Well, I don't know about that, but how many people know my name compared to Letterman?
Compare you right now. I think
Letterman's got to be higher than me.
he's in the 80s. Hold on.
Yeah, he's got to be. Come on, he's got a network television show.
Yeah, but it's on so late.
Walters.
Yeah, but
Letterman's at 81%, so more people know him.
And he's on the whole country. I'm at 76%. I'm not even in a third of the country.
Barbara Walters is on all day. How could people not know her?
I mean, Letterman hosted the Oscars. People would know him from that alone.
Right.
Yeah, this thing probably changes from year to year. Robin, I was surprised that you weren't on here. I'm sure when your book was out,
you think I made it
weren't.
on the
movie
list?
And when the movie was out, too, yeah.
Well, she's the same as Howard Stern. It's just a generic name.
Right. Beetlejuice, do you know who David Letterman is?
I'm loved and hated.
You have an 11 also.
Like
what is that, Beetlejuice?
You work for Portos.
Come in and he's doing naked sit-ups.
Really?
Oh, it's
yeah. Right, Beetlejuice?
Oh, I do that once in a while.
Yeah, just when you're trying to have some fun.
That's all. All right, so get to the Q rating, man.
Okay. Do you want to hear like the people that America loves?
Yeah.
Okay. Tim Allen.
Tell me, what? Tim Allen?
Yeah, that show was really popular.
What's his Q rating?
His Q rating is a 29.
That's high.
That's very high.
But mine's an 11. That ain't that bad.
And his and
Bill Cosby was a 46.
Almost all of his are that they're his favorite. He's their favorite.
Wow. So he's
how about
way high.
How about Kathy Lee?
Hold on, I said it.
We did.
Yeah.
All right, thank you,
but,
Sal.
Hey, Howard, in all seriousness, I like everybody, if they can, just say a quick prayer for me. I've been diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor.
Thank you.
Right.
It's the size.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's the size
how big is that tumor?
What's that?
How big is that tumor?
It's in my brain. It's the size of a golf ball, and I have to admit though, even that news was funnier than Ron Zimmerman.
Oy vey. All right.
Even I'm
Sal's
funnier
killing.
than that joke.
All right, Sal, thank you.
I told you, if it's not directed at me, he's never funny.
What a huge loser.
Wow.
You're right today.
Oh, my goodness.
Go ahead, yes.
Anyway, Napster has until today to make
Ron hates
filters
Sal.
I hate that guy.
Me too. I like
Why would he say that to me? I don't even know him.
Don't
I hate
fixate
him.
on him.
Yeah, don't bum out.
It gives you a bad vibe.
All right.
Anyway, Napster has until today. A judge is going to make them show that these filters work. However,
always
they
have a
say
deadline.
that people going on as late as yesterday.
The funniest goddamn thing with this Napster is Vinny said, every day there's a deadline for something.
Right.
We don't even know what to do. I'm warning you. And the Napster keeps going. They go, all right. They're smart, these guys. They're like, you know what? We comply. Don't worry about it. We're going to get to work on it. And it never ends.
And what do people immediately go down to check it? What do? They download Metallica.
Of course.
So it's still working plain and normal.
It works fine.
Because most people get scared if the law gets involved, but they're not scared.
Meanwhile, Dave Matthews Band, his album, his first week out, sold like almost 1 million copies, and his song was free on Napster for like 5 weeks leading up to it.
Yeah, but come on. It's
like radio. Napster is radio. It's
not. You know it's not. I talked to a kid, 14 years old, my daughter's friend.
Okay.
She's on Napster every day. Loves music, makes her own CDs, has a CD burner. I said, did you ever buy the record? Let's say you hear Britney Spears' song and you like it. Or you hear 2 of her songs. Do you ever say to yourself, hey, I want her whole album? She goes, no, I just want the good songs.
Right, exactly.
And that's it.
So that does hurt sales.
Legal, and I'll pay for it.
But I like buying the whole CD.
But that's my point. She's not going to buy the CD.
But the album died with Sgt. Pepper. Nobody buys albums anymore.
Oh, come on, man. They don't now because of the Napster. So then let her go to the store and buy the song. She's not paying for it.
But they don't sell the song at the store. The single died. When the singles went away, you created a need for Napster.
That's true. But how?
That's why these compilations do so well. The Now series, like Now Volume 5, like 5 million copies.
You're wrong. I know as a kid, if I heard a song on the radio...
You buy the single.
I would buy this, but nobody bought singles. 45. I did not. I didn't have one of those little middle things.
The album was just 4 singles and cover versions.
Get out. Robin, we're never gonna get done, and I got an appointment.
I like the whole CD though. The whole 12 songs. I don't just like.
You want them all. You want them all.
Yes, I want the whole. I'm going to get Eve's album when I leave.
Right.
I want the whole. Yeah.
How do you feel Puffy's going to do?
She's a rapper.
Sorry, Robin?
I said, how does the King of All Blacks feel that Puffy's going to do? The jury is going to be charged, I think, today. They had 6 hours of closing argument
Puffy go to jail?
Prosecution yesterday.
No.
And now the jury has
Puffy had the gun. He had the gun. He shot whatever. They did whatever, but he won't go to jail. And he doesn't deserve to.
Why?
Because he's in the club. He got his piece, whatever. Some jumped off, and he bust off and started shooting.
And what if you got shot in the face by Puffy?
Then I would sue him.
That's what should happen, huh? Don't let him go to jail.
I would sue him if I saw it.
Big Black, you think he will go to jail?
I think he's going to go to jail because he had a gun on him. It's very obvious. And he got caught. People witnessed it, so he's going to go to jail.
He's on the prosecution side.
But I don't think it's fair, though, that he should go to jail. He should not go to jail, though.
Why?
Because I don't think it's fair that only certain people can have a gun license in New York.
Right.
Like, I know you talked about the fact that you have a gun.
Yes.
There's very few people that can have a gun in New York. That's not fair, though. Everyone should have a gun.
Everyone should have a gun.
I tell you what's not fair. But
why should you have a gun and only 1% of the population?
Because I'm responsible.
But why should I be in a club and get hit by stray bullets because these guys have guns?
That's true. He should do some time.
There's a certain risk on
but he won't.
We've learned nothing. Hi, Pitch Eric, you're on the air.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up?
King of All Blacks, you look horrible, man. What? And also, Sal the Stockbroker blows, zip him in the way. Sal's much funnier than Nalduza.
Oh, really?
I feel better, Ron.
Oh, there you go, Ron.
You know what you do?
I hate you, too.
I hate you, too, you pig.
Go brush your teeth.
I think you're the same guy.
What guy? Listen, King of All Blacks, you're horrible.
Yeah. You don't like him?
Oh, King of All Blacks?
He like
I'm way better than him.
All right, thank you, Eric.
Okay.
All right, he's just doing a shtick.
He might smell better, but he's not.
Go ahead. Yes, Robin.
The kid who shot up the Santana High School in California, they now say that he planned to shoot himself when this whole thing was over.
Good.
Right.
He was counting his bullets as he went around. He says he shot indiscriminately. He wasn't looking for anybody in particular. He was mostly upset that they were giving him such a hard time for his absences and lateness at school. That's why he decided to shoot. His father also says that lately he had been talking back to him on this issue. And so that was the only indication he had that the kid was about to go off. And the police thwarted him from his plan to run off and shoot himself because they caught him when he still had 8 bullets left in the gun.
There you go.
He was planning to use the last one on himself. He never got to the last one.
Catherine, you're on the air.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, Howard. Good morning.
Good morning.
This has to do with something you were talking about earlier, the naked women news.
Yes.
I wanted to commend you and say thank you so much for showing another side that you haven't shown in a long time, appreciating a woman for its beauty and its seriousness. I listen to your show all the time. I know you have a lot of a lot of perversion that goes on. And
Did I show
hardcore
that?
Stuff.
I was going to say, is she one of the naked news women?
No, I'm not.
She's got to be.
But I enjoyed the fact that you enjoyed them. That turned me on, that you showed your other side. Because usually everything is so anal and jumping.
Well, thank you very much.
Sounds like a compliment.
Oh, it sounds like an ugly chick who just wants it.
You'll never go on that naked news is what I was going to say.
You're not kidding. It's free, yeah.
It
Naked
doesn't
news.
matter. He's not going to bother.
Go ahead, Robin.
Pay.
Yes.
Michael Jordan. There are rumors now that he's going to return to the NBA.
Get up. He should.
Yo.
Why not?
CNN Sports Illustrated station says they have heard rumors that Michael is anxious to go out and play. He has been to the gym and played a couple of times. He's in great shape. And he still feels that nobody can do what he does. And he owns this team, the Washington Wizards, and they can't buy a win.
He's got IQ.
And he does?
Yeah, IQ rating, yeah.
And they say it's probably hard for him to sit on the bench and watch these guys lose all the time. And so he might just return to the NBA to make them winners.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big news.
Yeah, but
Michael Jordan
I think it'd be great.
back on the court.
Can he play for the team that he owns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Wow.
So
They got a lot of ball
I
players
thought that,
out there.
however, he was owned by, as far as his playing rights go, to the Chicago Bulls.
So let him go play for them. Who cares?
He has to play for a team that has younger players to make him look better, because he's not going to be as good as when he left.
Every team has younger players than him, man. He's old.
All right, let's continue with the news. I don't want to get into a big discussion. Go ahead. Yeah, I got to move
I did have
along.
some sound from a guy who was going to talk about this, but I can't find any numbers here. I think his name was Rick something or other.
I have the guy.
All right. He's the guy who seems to know what's going on.
All right, let's see what Rick Riley has to say.
He played 4 nights out of 6 at the Gainey Health Center, where the Phoenix Suns play a lot. A lot of them are members. And everybody there said he looked 25 years old. The finger was fine.
He looks 25.
He looks 25.
Big Black says that.
No,
he's about 40.
And what else did the guy have to say?
He realizes, hey, I need a guy with a 15-foot jumper who can take it to the hole, who wants the rock at crunch time. That's me.
He knows as much as I do.
So maybe we'll see Michael Jordan. His agent, however, says it's poppycock. He doesn't believe that Michael's coming out of retirement.
Right.
Matthew Perry, they say, will be out of rehab in time for the final episode of this season's Friends. They are announcing that, I guess he and, what's her name, Monica on the show?
Yes, Monica. Yes, Courtney
He
Cox.
and Monica are supposed to get married this season. So
Yes.
they're saying Matthew will be available and ready and clean and sober by the time it's time to film the wedding ceremony, so he will be back. They've announced. Gate
I look 27.
opens.
Yeah.
Do you look as young as Jude Law?
Yes.
Okay. It opens on Friday, and he was asked, I guess he plays a sharpshooter or something in this film, training to shoot a rifle. What was that like?
I had never fired anything in my life, so I had to start from scratch. And I was taught to, strip it, clean it, do it in the dark, carrying it.
I'm such a girl, I never fired a gun.
I'd take it home and
I'm such a girl, I don't play with guns.
with it, not sleep with it.
Even when I was a little boy, I played with dolls instead of guns.
Carried around with me. So
first time I ever saw a gun was on a movie set.
Like a third
I had to learn everything.
I hate when you talk like that.
Yeah, any regular English people?
No, all the actors are British. Of some sort. Branford Marsalis, a friend of the show,
Yes.
and the former band leader of The Tonight Show.
Good move leaving.
He's recorded, guess what he's up to now? He's recorded a new classical CD.
Guess how many people will see it?
You can get it on Napster.
I think more people will see the naked news.
Nobody's even trying to download this from Napster. He wishes they would.
Did he quit or was he fired?
He quit.
He quit.
Good.
He recorded the CD with the Orpheus Chamber Orchestra, and it's titled Creation. Here, Branford tells us about the music available for the saxophone.
It would be convenient to sit around and bitch about what is not available.
He's always angry.
Yeah, he's angry.
Yeah, he's always angry about saxophone music. Yeah, he's angry about jazz. He's just angry about the Tonight
KRS-One
Show.
is like that.
Yeah, he's
the hit rock star, KRS-One?
No, Brett, who cares about him?
And I just would rather find things that I like that are available. And ignore the whole taboo against transcriptions and if their transcription...
Who knew there was a taboo against transcription?
I knew this was going on.
Yeah, he's got a whole issue there.
Well, let's listen to a little bit of his new album. Here he is performing Debussy's... what
Gary
is it?
Debussy?
Here it is. That's good. All right, here it is. Let's hear it. How many black guys you know make music like this?
It's a Lone Ranger thing.
I left the Tonight Show, bad move I made. I left the Tonight Show, I was angry with Jay.
And that's what Branford is up to now.
Right, and Branford is up to what?
That was him.
Oh, that's him. Okay, great.
That was
All right, I got a lot of people to thank, Robin. I got to thank King of All Blacks,
Thank you.
Big Black. Hey, John the Stutterer, I understand you're making appearances now? Is that right?
Well, this just happened.
Oh, that's great news.
I'll be back.
I'll be back after this.
Through my good friend, the KC, I made a contact today.
The only guy in New York I won't have dinner with.
All right. To book John the Stutterer, you go to PegasusConcerts.com. I guess these are your agents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just learned of them today.
Okay, so you're in business
and bring back Jackie. We want him back.
Of course, everybody would love him back, but it's not up to us.
Yeah, we didn't make him go away.
We love him too, but it's just too sad.
Come back, Jackie.
Right, everybody wants him back. Hey, Stuttering John the Stutterer, book you at PegasusConcerts.com. And what do? You give Pegasus Concerts a portion of the money? Is that how it works? They're your agents now?
Well, as I just said, I just learned of it today in the green room.
Okay,
so they don't do anything so far.
So why are you mentioning them if you don't even have an agreement worked out with them?
Because KC suggested.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Casey's getting something out of it.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
Here's how it works. The Pegasus company, they seem to be booking all the whack packers, so they brought a couple of the whack packers up today, and they probably got a hold of him in the green room and said, how would you like us to represent you?
Okay, all right. So there you go.
Yeah.
And, of course...
will that disturb his money from the government if he starts making an income?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't know.
No one's tracking him down. The guy's got enough problems. BigBlack.com and also King of All Blacks. Do you have a website or something?
No,
good.
I'm going to plug this show.
Right, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to straighten out the John thing. He lives down in Philadelphia, doesn't make any money. And
yeah, we got it. We understand it. You have to straighten it out.
Garbage route?
You want to plug your garbage route?
Yeah.
No, we got it all figured out.
Are you going to show him?
Come see me on my route.
Right, Vinny Favale, thank you. Ron Zimmerman, thank you.
Had a great time.
A lot of fun. See Ray Liotta in Hannibal coming to theaters. It's coming to theaters soon. Who writes these plugs?
Hannibal is in theater.
Oh, coming to theaters soon. See Ray in Blow. A brand new movie about the drug cartel.
This is a Howard TV original production. Welcome to Celebrity Superfan Roundtable with your hosts, Jeff Probst and Natalie Maines. Starring David Arquette, Jillian Barbary, Mark McGrath, and special guest Gary Bababooey Delabate. Broadcasting from Nobu Restaurant in Los Angeles. All here to discuss The Howard Stern Show. It's Celebrity Superfan Roundtable.
Welcome to the Howard Stern Celebrity Superfan Roundtable number 3. We are, that's David Arquette. We're live in Los Angeles at the Nobu Restaurant, our official, I guess, broadcasting home for this, because we've been here all 3 times. Yes. We have with us today Mark McGrath.
Hello, hello.
Jillian Barbary. Woo! David Arquette.
Hello.
And, of course, Natalie Maines.
Natalie.
And we have a lot to talk about in these 2 hours. Of course, we will be talking about the party since all of us were at that party, but we'll save that.
Yeah.
We'll save that for a little later. And in case this is your first time listening, how this whole idea came to be is Natalie and I were at, was it St. Jude's charity?
I don't know. It was Scrabble. That was what was most important.
And we met and started talking about Stern and had this idea that...
Yes, and that's something I wanted to clear up. I was listening to the Superfan Roundtable earlier today in the car. And, they think we're copying them. And
we kind of are copying them a little bit.
We are, but it's only the title, and the title was absolutely by accident. It could be called anything.
Natalie's
anything.
Show.
Natalie's anything.
Well, but so the idea was we went to Gary and said, hey, what would you think about trying to get other people, other celebrities, quote unquote, that are Stern fans to sit around and talk about it?
He looked at me when he said quote unquote. No, I saw quote unquote.
I was looking at myself off of the reflection of McGrath's
of my
eyes.
forehead. I've been using Propecia, man. It's been hanging in. Give me a chance, bro.
So I wanted to kick this off since we're all fans of Stern.
Yes.
To talk about the status of the show today, because my feeling is the show is better now than it's ever been.
Bingo! Yeah. It's an amazing show. I was very skeptical after Artie left. I was because I love Artie and I wanted the best for Artie. But there's something that has happened recently on that show.
What is it? Can you pinpoint
it? It's magical. I don't know. Howard is on fire. He's never been funnier. Robin is just as wacky as ever. Like now she's pretending to be normal, but still she's really crazy, and everybody knows that. But it's just such a great show. All the chemistry.
Were you worried when Artie left?
I miss Artie. I'm going to go on the record. I truly do. I think he's just such a unique individual. I think he's sort of the common man element that we get with the show. That being said, it hasn't missed a beat. I mean, when Kimmel came in, when Fitzsimmons comes in, I mean, Howard can really work that chair no matter who's in it. You know what I mean?
What about when nobody's in the chair?
Then you get the best of Robin. Fred's out more. When Fred got into it with Stamos yesterday,
oh my God!
I mean, he was seriously pissed off. I'm like, is this real? Because I can't tell anymore what's real and not real. Apparently, Stamos and I hate each other. You know what I mean? So it's just incredible. What I learned from the party, and I digress a little bit, is the genius of Howard Stern on radio. Because I was at the party, and his ability to turn in a mundane non-event like a fight between me and Stamos into hours of compelling radio. I love that man, and I'm going to miss him when he leaves in December.
Well, let's go. I want to just hit one more thing.
You think he's leaving?
He better
Hold on, McGrath.
He better not.
I want to put you on the spot.
Go ahead.
Because my original premise is the show is better now than it's ever been, and by that I meant when it's just Howard and Robin and Fred and Gary and the guys, I feel like Howard's birthed this whole new thing. I'm getting the feeling you're not agreeing with that.
No, I agree with you. I'll take Howard any way I can get him. You know what I mean? And I'm enjoying the last, 100 days left, people? Of what it is. I don't mean to be that guy, but it means so much to me, you know? I loved Artie's presence, but he didn't skip a beat. When Jackie left, it was like in the rear view. You know what I mean? Howard can do anything. He can make me seem interesting on radio.
That's what I'm saying. Howard can take the most mundane, boring guests and make them interesting because he has a genuine curiosity about people. And that's, I think, the best thing about Howard is, forget his celebrity status. He's the fucking king of all media, and there's a reason that he is. It's because he's interested. Jay Leno doesn't give a shit about what you have to say. You're on there to pump a project. He could care less. Howard is genuinely interested about not only what you have to say, why you're saying. He catches like a psychiatrist.
Natalie, you're the biggest fan I know of Stern. What is it that's different? Because I think everybody kind of felt when Artie left, wow, what's going to happen? What is it about Howard that's different right now?
For me, I think, in all honesty, it took Howard a little bit to get comfortable with without Artie. I think Artie, they had this great, everyone had their role in the show, and Howard was able to be a little nicer and not have to. And Artie just had the greatest jabs, and I do miss, and nothing, not to take anything away from Howard, because I do feel like in the beginning when Artie wasn't there, Howard got got insecure about it and started trying a little too much, and he started going on these bizarre, pointless rants that he used to do.
Do you mean that he was in competition?
No, I felt like it wasn't a real rant. It was because he thought the fans liked
some sort of friction
rants,
or something.
and when he does that, and I felt like it was for entertainment and sort of lost. I felt like he would try and do the angry jabs, and it made me I like nice Howard. I liked when Artie took that role, and I think it took a while for Howard to be comfortable enough to not have that and to not have to be everything. I think he feels such a loyalty and an appreciation to his fans, and he obviously overthinks
everything like we do.
And I think that he just was trying to be everything, and now he has gotten comfortable in this new skin that
David Arquette, how is the show different now that Artie, there was pre-Artie, Artie, and post-Artie.
Yeah, I don't know. The show's just always great, no matter how how it comes out. There's just been a lot of fun stuff happening.
Anything in particular? Fun for you?
The fact
Stand
that
out?
I got in there for the let the poison out of your system moment.
That's huge.
But then it was quickly followed up by Little Lupe, which I missed. When I was at home, I was like, dang, if I was only in there with Little Lupe.
You were such a good intern. I was so jealous that you got to go to intern, because that was the whole premise. You didn't want to go and be interviewed. Like, you were just a celebrity who wanted to intern as a love of the show.
Yeah, I just wanted to be a fly on the wall, and it was really an amazing experience.
What was his reaction when you called? When you called and said, "This is my idea"?
I asked Howard first, and it was through texts, and he's like, "Sure." I was like, I gave him like a background. My grandfather was in radio, and so I've always had a fascination with it. Yeah, my grandfather was a character named Charlie Weaver who was on with, I think I may have said this on the show.
I like that you actually explained all that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we know.
I mean,
but
it's
you're
kind of
invited.
important, though, because, there is such a radio history to him and his father. And
When your expertise really did come in handy.
But Dave, the Stern Fan Network, they were like, get him his own show, make him a host. I mean, you get the ultimate compliments on Stern Fan Network.
For sure.
Which is notoriously not known for
everything.
They don't like
everything.
Howard on that. You killed it on that, too.
It's it's one of those moments that you only get on the Stern Show. Where are you going to see David Arquette, intern?
Never.
What are the moments, McGrath, that make you stop and not get out of the car or not leave your house because something's going on?
Every show. Honest to God, I have a fiance and twins now, and she won't let me listen to Howard now in the nursery. And so it's kind of a big sort of thing we're going through. But
dun, dun, dun. I already went through that.
And they're 3 weeks old, and I go, they need to know Howard. You know what I mean? They need to know. He made me a better person. So, Jeff, that's just too loaded of a question. I listen to everything. It's funny that the lesbians and the sex and stuff. It's not as interesting to me as Howard's brain and take on things. The genius of him, the best interview in the game. Forget radio. Is Howard Stern.
Yeah. And you know
listen to the Russell Brand interview.
Yeah,
Excuse me, Jill.
No, I interrupted you. Any interview he does, what happens on me and my show, and this is why I mention him on our show every fucking day, because I go into the show and we'll have the same people that he had on the week after. And not only do we only have 3 minutes with him, we skim the generic, and so it's boring. And meanwhile, I've already listened to an hour the questions that he's funny and he's satirical. So people open up and they say things they would never normally do, and you find out things that you're just like, your jaw drops, and it's just like a throwaway line with him. Like Kate Moss fucked Courtney Love. What? And so you hear that on the show and you're like, I'm going to drive off the road right now, but nobody cares. Barbara Walters isn't reporting. This is a big deal. And I get to work and nobody cares. And I'm like, you guys are wrong. You guys are so wrong, because there's bombs that are dropped on that show on a daily basis.
Well, he keeps the blogosphere and Us Weekly and people alive with all the things he pulls out of people. He's taken a whole nother media and giving them life, just what he gets out of people on his own show.
And Natalie, is he any less relevant now that he's on satellite in terms of daily news breaking?
Not for me, but I often feel like I'm in my own bizarre Howard world. So I don't think I relate to the masses on that. This is the most I've ever listened to since he went to Sirius, and I think it's a million times better.
And is part of that because it's dedicated, it's on one, you can hear it 24 hours a day?
That's the greatest part, that it replays, and you can go in there and catch up and
if you
try
miss
to
something.
catch something. Yeah, that's what was always my problem when it was on radio.
Me too.
If you missed it in the morning drive, if you didn't get up that early, it was done.
Now it's great. Sometimes you pick up, don't you feel like when you're running, like I'll listen to the show in the morning on the way to Fox, then I check out, I do my show for 3 hours, and I get back in the car, and if it picks up where I left off, I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. It's like you feel like it's like Christmas time, and you get to hear the end of the interview. It's so awesome.
I wanted to ask you, David, was there anything after you got back home? Had Courtney heard the show?
Well, I called her right after I got out of there for a preemptive strike. And I was like, well, I got to explain. There's some things that went on. There's a thing called the Sibian.
That I had no control over.
She's like, what's that? It's a giant vibrator. And there's a girl in there, and her name's
she
Raven.
hadn't heard it.
She had to get the poison out.
But then, so she's like, "Oh, it's cool. What are you gonna do? That's the show. Have fun, whatever." Then she listened to it. She's like, "Okay, you didn't tell me you were staring at a woman's labia."
So, Natalie, you have seen it.
Absolutely.
Is it as disturbing as they say?
No, way better. Way better, because the position that they, first of all, the fact that he had to have people help him
Set the world
down.
up. For those of us who haven't seen it,
Okay.
the Sibian is it like a horse?
It's like a pommel horse in gymnastics, yes. And it's usually on
Like
a
you don't know,
stand.
Jeff. Come on.
I mean,
The
I
one
don't know
in my
how you
house
have
is
yours.
old. It's an
Yeah.
old model.
I guess the stand is something that Howard TV or Howard Radio decided to do, because I guess it doesn't come on the stands. This guy was so insistent that it be removed from the stand, and he was going to show Howard what this thing could really do. And Howard, of course, was just like, yeah, move on. This guy's old and boring, and we're not going to get anywhere. This is weird. And I think he was also protective of the girl, because it did sound really freaky, and I think Howard thought, is this happening, and this girl's going to regret this? And then it turns out that she knew what was happening, and she was well into it. But
you talked about the
nobody
position.
described exactly, because when I was listening to it, I was like, how is he sitting? Because I've seen the... I wanted to call it a stiletto, the Sibian, and I could not picture what he was doing. But he got down on it. He sits on his butt, and they had to help him get down, which was hysterical. God. And then he had her lean onto him and rest her head on his shoulder while he patted and rubbed her back.
And what's he look
and rocked her like a baby.
Sounds like a crime scene.
It was an awesome shot of his orthopedic shoes.
Oh my God.
It was a showstopper.
Disturbing. That's awesome. And then he was saying all that sick stuff, like right in her ear. Come, Raven. Come on. Come
the
for me,
poison out.
Raven.
The monotone.
Let the poison out. It was so sick. And then hysterical. The funniest moment, my favorite moment, is because he thinks that, he did all this. He showed everyone what this could do, and he had to do it this way. And then Howard's like, asked the girl, did that really help, having him say those things? And she was like, oh, was he talking? I had my headphones on. So basically, this guy, we needed him for nothing except to keep the Sibian on. That was
Carrie
his
can do
trick.
that,
Yeah,
I mean,
anybody can keep it going. And but luckily, thank God, Howard let him do it.
Jillian, when you were listening to that, did you know as it was happening, this is a part of Stern history right here?
No, I didn't think it was history like that, because I had gone into the studio last April. Of course, Howard said, ride the Sibian, and I was pregnant at the time and wasn't telling anybody. I was like, I can't ride. I mean, I want to, personally, but I can't, because that's just not good. And so I thought...
Wait, was that... So Sibian ride while pregnant, no good.
Right. I would never do that on this...
Being fake raped at gunpoint, that's okay?
Hey, whatever you're into.
Yes.
If it's your husband...
Was it a gun or a knife?
It was a
I
gun.
forget.
He's a Marine sniper. Use your imagination. But and again, in the confines of our house and our privacy. But
Made me like you more.
no, I think it was more of I was afraid, because I was pregnant at the time, and no one knew when I was on the show. But getting back to your question, Jeff, about when you come back from doing the show, I think my husband didn't talk to me for a day. He's like, really? Did you need to tell the gun story? That was like, because you get it caught up and you're like, oh, actually, there was this one time in band camp, and you get comfortable, and then you go home and no one's talking to you and you don't know why. And then you hear the repeat of the broadcast and you're still like, I don't think I said anything out of line.
I have to say, which I love your interviews, but you reveal more than I think you reveal.
I think I do too. But that again is the genius of Howard.
The spirit of the show.
Said, Natalie, you're so right. When I first met Natalie was at Howard's wedding, and when you have a connection with people, even at the party, we were all talking in groups like, what's your favorite? Ryan Philippi. I said, did you ever do anything to piss anybody off? He's like, no. But we have favorite moments, and Tradio is one of mine. But we all kind of connect on that level. And if you don't have friends that get it, you're just like, whatever.
I also think we all respect the show enough. If you go in there to get interviewed, you don't, you let it go.
Hold back.
I mean, if you love Howard, you're not going in there to push a junket movie.
You can't bullshit him anyway. If he smells that you're holding back, it's like a vulture.
Well,
and you're out of there too.
Is it
nice
fear?
8 minutes, Jill? Way to go! Bring the gun back next time.
Mark, is it fear, or as you say, he smells bullshit, and how much of it is fear, and how much of it is wanting to please him?
That's all it is.
Wanting to please him only.
What is wrong with us? I know. You're right. Yeah.
And he uses that so effectively.
Oh, he knows.
Which I'll share later when we talk about the party. When when I was being interviewed, and I'm telling him things I don't want to tell him because I want him to like me.
Were you mad?
I was never mad.
Okay,
that was the highlight of my year.
Me too.
You
me
kidding?
Too. I think that was the sort of the theme of the post-show wrap-up, party wrap-up on Howard's behalf. Things got ramped up a little bit.
And I think, and you know, we're teasing this a little bit because we know it's something we want to talk about. But that's another element is how the story changed when it got, or did it change?
Does anybody know what's going on with Artie? I'd love to know. I know it's probably not.
We all would love to know.
We have Gary. Gary is going to be on later, so maybe we can ask.
We
Gary.
love you, Artie. We miss you if you're listening, bro.
Well, what's the take on Artie? Does anybody think he's coming back?
No.
I don't think so. No way.
I think it was too much. Even Howard's like saying, God, isn't it hard waking up this early? He's been doing it for years. But I think it's like waking up that early, that schedule, you know, having your life so open and just, you know, I don't
you think that was too much for Artie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
but he did it for 8 years.
Who am I? You know, Artie, I'm sure. But, you know, whatever.
Right. It's all speculation because there's been so little said, and that's so frustrating. But I remember in the very beginning when it happened and how Howard handled it. Because I remember when I heard the news, I said, there's no fucking way that can be true. Like, how does anybody, that's unbelievable.
But you guys know from like touring and going on the road a little bit, I go play county fairs and smell funnel cake for the weekend. I have to take the week off, you know what I'm saying? And Artie's in there 5 in the morning on a Monday after doing his comedy gig. So it might build up, and you just had it, you snap, you know? And Artie's a passionate brother, you know what I mean?
Yeah. David, how, if he doesn't come back, how will he be remembered in terms of his time on the show?
Just the memories of all of the laughs that he gave us. I mean, so much great comedy. He was incredible. Mm-hmm. When they reran that one interview with him, and I think you picked it with, Courtney Love. Where he just kind of goes on this rant.
That's
fucking
and when
one
Howard
of the greatest
it,
clips ever.
Yeah.
Like that's
Courtney Love, Auto Diary, Kurt Cobain, all that.
That's
he
fucking,
started that.
Yeah,
and that was a bit
amazing.
for 6 months on, you know what I mean?
And that's what I think. That's what I think Howard misses, because if Howard has any, you know, fret or worry that the show isn't as good as it was with Artie, then he, you know, should free himself of that, because he's awesome. But it had to be more fun for Howard, because he had someone equally as funny that he could play off of, and I would think it made his job just a little easier to not have to be the funny one.
But don't you think
he
was a little worried about it? You know, Howard's a smart guy. He's looking at Artie. He's like, you're killing yourself, bro. I'm like, we don't even know the behind-the-scenes conversations.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Howard saw how great Artie was for the show, but like, you know, when a friend of yours is hurting themselves,
but I
just want to help.
believe their naivete, if you
I
will.
don't.
Well,
I do, and I
think there's an element of, and it's like goes through the show of people make their own choices and they do their own thing, and I think that's more about it. You know?
And I think that there's a common belief, like after they get off, they're all friends, they get off the air and they all do their own thing. So I don't think anyone knew the extent of what Artie was going through, or Howard to, you know, be able to intercept when you don't know and somebody's that private and they're off at their lake house or their, you know, weekend, the shore. I don't know. I just
taking a shower for 8 hours during his party for Robin down the shore.
Exactly.
What about a replacement? You know,
No.
Fitzsimmons will sit in there sometimes.
Fitzsimmons is
Adam
amazing.
Carolla would be amazing.
Adam Carolla,
Fitzsimmons.
Greg Fitzsimmons is amazing on his own show.
He is.
I do not like him.
I
on
love
Howard's
Greg
show.
Fitzsimmons.
There he is.
Thank you. He's making a note.
To let you in
I
on-
thought you were making a note. But I would be really good on your show.
To let everybody listening in on the joke, Fitzsimmons was here and is going to sit down.
Was here?
Yes.
I don't know if she did.
But the statement still stands.
Well, let me
Welcome,
tell you
Greg.
something. Nobody has borne the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune like you have. So I can certainly. I would be such a pussy right now to not take that shot from you.
That's right.
Yeah. Now you have
exactly.
thick skin, and I respect you.
Greg,
I wish we had talked at the party. I think you're really funny. I do like you a lot.
Anybody from the show that you wouldn't mind seeing go away?
Lisa G.
Natalie. Oh, Natalie.
Who's going to take shits at work?
Really? Oh, I love her. Who's going to take shits at work?
Taking shits at work now.
Just, you know how deep that's going to cut her? She's very sensitive.
I know, and
She's going to be so bummed out on that.
I want to like her. I want to help her. I want.
How can you help
Is it
her?
because Steve Langford
With
has a huge
Lisa
penis?
G, I feel like what did you say?
That he has a huge penis. Steve
Yes.
Langford.
What about it?
Well,
I
she takes shits at work, and he has a huge
Lisa
penis.
G. Well, first of all, Lisa
What is
G
it?
She makes it hard, I think, for people to like her, especially women. I'm surprised you really like her.
I do.
Jillian.
I really like her.
Because I think she is a good person.
No,
but she
no
is
qualifying.
no
She's a very
fun.
good
Have you
person.
been on her website?
No,
No.
I haven't. But
I'm mad that you
I would
have
like
been.
to loosen her up. Like when she came out here, I said, "Let's go to dinner. Let's have some fun. Like let's be girls and do."
Yeah,
but
it's
she
like
never has
Clueless.
time.
I want to mold her. I want her to let me make her cool because she
But
does
she's
have
dressing
a lot
sexier
going
now.
for
She's
her.
dressing. She's wearing leather.
There is a segment for Howard TV.
in the
Natalie
mud.
makes
A
Lisa
makeover.
G
Makeover.
cool.
Natalie
A
Mays.
stick in the mud,
Come
and
on, you
nobody
can't wear that
cares.
hat and want to give somebody a makeover.
Hey, I am really good at telling other people how to be and what to do.
I know. I should tell people how to style their hair.
Jillian,
No, her hair's
is there anybody they could lose from the show?
Well, I agree so much with Mark when he says about Medicated Pete that he didn't like him much at first. I was like, God, it's a little slow. Then I started to kind of like him. I love JD. Anytime JD walks in and the fucking music goes up.
What about
and you know about his
losing
love
somebody?
life. it's like a baby. I can't. I love the
Losing a finger.
Goodstein fight with Shuli about the baby clothes. I want to get involved. My husband's like, what are you so angry about? I'm like, you don't fucking give baby clothes back. When you give them, you give them. I get very involved.
So whatever
They're
it
like
is
my
about the
babies.
magic, you don't want to mess with
I don't
it.
Well, who
wanna
would you
mess
lose,
with
Jeff? Let me flip it
anybody.
on you.
Nobody.
Exactly.
I mean, I feel the same. It's
Not
like,
a
which
person,
finger
not
do
a
you want of mine? I like them all.
I
I
know
know some
what-
are better than others.
What's
you know?
incredible about Howard is that he makes all of these people like
Interesting.
personalities, and he brings out all the interesting aspects of them, and you're like, wow.
JD's hanging with Ryan Phillippe.
I won't-
How was that happening
Well, wait.
in any other
no.
world?
He wanted to hang with Ryan
No,
Phillippe.
he did, and then he got really fucked up here at
Okay.
Nobu.
Okay.
Went to Ryan's house and just got.
But wait, his
played
whole
with
trip out
chopsticks for an hour and a
here
half.
with
Yeah.
Ashley Dupree, who's like a call girl, so you should be able
I
to
could
get
lose
some.
her.
And he couldn't.
Thank you.
He couldn't score with. I'm like, but she's a hooker. You have to be able to. So I went on Twitter and I said something like, okay, JD, you're no Richard Gere, and so I'm breastfeeding like 2 a.m, and my phone lights up and it's JD, and he's like, well, I never said a Richard Gere, and I'm like,
Does he do that in his text?
In his text too, he mumbles. It's amazing.
I just want to finish up talking about Lisa G because Natalie clearly doesn't like Lisa G. I'd like to go on the record and say I do like Lisa G. In fact,
like her.
last time we did this, we
She
went
was
out
here.
to lunch afterwards with my dad and some other friends.
Oh
and
yeah, did you have a blast?
I find Lisa G very. Wait. What I like about Lisa G is she's earnest. I believe she wants to be a part of this show.
I do too.
She takes
and I
it
think
seriously.
she's like the geekier
Yeah.
older sister who's very sweet with her cat and her. There's something so endearing.
She
about
is in
her
love with Howard
that
too.
I totally
Absolutely.
agree. Behind Robin though.
Physically,
Behind
sexually.
Robin. I'm sorry, but Robin's in love with.
You
her.
went out to lunch with Lisa G and your dad?
Yeah, and
your
some
dad
friends.
it doesn't fall far from the tree. Your dad who's here. Jerry's one of the
Jerry.
nicest guys I've ever met.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring the show to a halt, but he's a great human being.
Jerry
He's a great
Probst,
guy.
my hero.
Jerry
for
Probst,
sure.
man, huge Stern fan too.
So, David, what do you think about Lisa G?
I like Lisa G. I like her.
Okay, we'll see you
I
there.
mean, me and Natalie were talking during the break.
Yeah, what
she
were
was
we
like,
saying?
you were like, well, she just got to get out there. She's got to flash it up, have a little more fun, or she's gonna end up a spinster.
I think she's kind of sexy.
But see, this is my problem with her. You want her to be fun, and you don't want.
I don't
know.
want
She
her to
serves
be
a
any
purpose. She
different.
comes in and she does the news. It's like Steve Langford. I've never seen this guy out of
Yeah,
character.
but
He's always
Steve
like,
Langford
he's got
has a huge
story.
penis.
But he's
There's
always got a
something there
story.
to
And
love.
even if there's-
Really hold on to.
If there's
for a
no
long
story,
time.
but
Steve
you can't
Langford will
face-
find the story.
You
If
can't
there's-
face Steve. Lisa will bum out in the story and be emotionally affected by it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the
They both
Mark,
serve a purpose.
Mark, have you ever thought of sleeping with Lisa G?
I have.
Yeah.
Because she was here last Celebrity Round Fan.
But you meant sleeping.
No, I'm talking about making love because she had leather pants on that time. I'm like, that's kind of hot. I mean, now I see what what Ronnie's talking about. Ronnie wants to dig her out.
Ronnie wants her for sure.
Let's bring her into this. Lisa G is on the phone, I think. Lisa, you there?
Lisa.
Oh God.
Lisa.
Lisa G.
Uh-oh, she
my
must
shoulder
have
at work.
gone to take a shit.
Take
yeah.
shits at work.
She's taking a dog.
No,
Take
she's
shits at
she's
work.
at home, so
Take
she's
shits
saving
Oh, and
it.
that's
work.
my
Oh,
other
she's going to
thing.
hate
Take
if she
shits at
misses
work.
this. Lisa, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up, Lisa?
So you've been listening. You have 4 fans and 1 non-fan.
I know.
Wait, Natalie, you clearly said it. You don't like her at all. You want to make her over.
This is Saki talking.
Saki
talking. Here's the thing, guys. You know, the one time I'm not out there, all the shit hits the fan. But Natalie,
yes,
I'm ready for your challenge.
What, you let me mold you?
Whatever you need me to do, you want to be more fun, a makeover, I'm ready.
I want you to be more liked by the guys. I think that's what it is.
Wait
it
a
bugs
minute.
me.
Whoa, Natalie.
Yes, that is
we're
what
the guys.
bugs me.
We just all 3 told you we like her.
No, not
sexually
you
like her.
guys, not you guys. The guys at work.
You mean Gary, Howard, Fred?
It bugs me when girls, like, you notice that Howard doesn't take a lot of female calls. And I sometimes, ponder that and think, that's really one-sided.
But I thought
the
majority of people that call in are men.
Well, who knows?
It's the boys' club.
Yeah.
Right. This ain't Dr. Laura, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, I will say, usually when he takes a girl's call, it's like, wah, wah, wah.
Unless she's a cool girl. Unless she's a cool girl.
Very rarely. And if you'll notice, the one girl that's been getting through a lot, here's the key. Howard, can I ask you another question? They let that woman in all the time.
Well, Marianne from Brooklyn, man, she rides that show.
Well, yeah, but that's a different reason.
So, Lisa,
but I want Lisa to be liked. I don't like that the guys get to make fun of her. It's like the nerds making fun of somebody. She is there. I don't like that she's
it's her lot in life on this show, though, because if you make her over, they will make fun of the fact that Lisa G had to get a makeover from Natalie Maines.
It's not a physical makeover. She's beautiful. She's hot. All the guys think that. It's a learning to. It's funny that Ronnie
could use a bit of a physical
doesn't.
makeup. I'm just saying.
Lisa,
she's got all the assets, but she does need
the way she presents
it. Don't you think that they bust everybody's?
Just, have some fun with it.
Didn't she just do that though? She's wearing leather pants.
Yeah, she stepped it up wearing a dress. I know she's there, and we're talking like she's not. But don't you think they bust everybody's balls, women, men, whatever? I think that she serves a purpose. Like she's just kind of sweet and naive in a little bit of a way, and that's her thing. Like she doesn't have to be the.
No, I think
the ball busting's gender neutral.
I don't think Jason Cap. I don't think people are nice to
Well, Jason hates
her.
Jason can't stand
Let's let Lisa G weigh in. She's at home. She called in. Lisa G, what's your take on all this?
Well, I'm definitely taking in what Natalie said. I think she made some very good points. I think she feels I need to loosen up a little bit, and that's I hear that, so I'm definitely going to try.
How are you going to do that? How?
You know what? There are specific things, Lisa, if I may.
Oh, my God.
First off, your website, just take down if you take pictures off of this, I will sue you. Because that is just... that is just crazy. First of all, I don't know who would want to take a picture. Second of all, on the Dixie Chicks website, I'm just saying, what are they going to use it for? They can look at her on her website. What are they going to steal?
They're going to steal it and put her into some porn with their face going,
I just know when I go on howardstern.com or dixiechicks.com or whoever.com, there is not a flashing thing to not steal this photo.
It's a little bit of a bummer.
As many photos as you want.
Right.
It's absolutely okay. So that's the kind of stuff that's you're just wound a little too tight.
But that's what I love about her on the show.
So do we
it's
have
the loosest show in the
don't
world?
be, Lisa, I don't want you to be material for the show. That bothers me.
So Lisa,
I want you to be.
Are you open, if Natalie's serious, next time she's in New York, are you open to spending an afternoon with her and doing a little redo?
I didn't say I did.
Natalie's like, I didn't go that far.
What's that, Lisa?
I would love to hang with her. I think it would be a lot of fun. I'm a huge fan, and sure, I would love to. Love.
If she doesn't do it, I'll do it. I'll take
So
her
will
out
I.
and get her hair done.
Yeah, Lisa G,
Fuck me pumps on her.
Lisa G, if I can, take Arquette up on the offer and dump Natalie's offer. You're going to have a lot more fun and come out better on the other end.
You're a good sport, Lisa.
All right, where's Delabate? Gary.
Gary.
Come on in here and plop down for a minute. We have some
Gary.
questions for you.
McKine. Where's McKine?
So Gary, of course, the longtime producer of this show, came out this time, and we want to turn the tables a little and investigate from our end questions that we have for you about how the show runs. The first one being, what are you responsible for?
I'm responsible for booking the guests
and sort of keeping the schedule. I tell a lot of people Howard's really the producer of the show. He decides what he wants to do. Sometimes you see people in radio and the producer goes, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to do this and we're going to do this. I sort of give him everything that's available, and I say, hey, we have to do this plug today we have to give away the 7-Eleven money today. We have to do this solicit for a guy to some girl to get her father laid for Father's Day at the Bunny Ranch. And then I say, I have all this, like I go there in the morning and I go to my Gary page and I write down everything that's on it that's new for him to listen to, and then I play it for him about 5:40 in the morning. So I say, okay, you've got Sean King when she was on our show talking about it, all that stuff. I've got 2 new songs. I've got a new Tradio call, and I give him all that stuff, and then I remind him that he can, that we can get to it. I also tell him, hey, that call we played yesterday was really good. You played that at 8 o'clock, so we probably hit it at 6, or we could hit it at 9 again. So just try to keep everything sort of organized.
Do you make more suggestions? Because I listen to the history of Howard Stern, and I think about you in 1991 and Boy Gary and how he treats you in the 80s and how it is today. I think he's grown to really respect what your role is, because without you, my God, I mean, you hold that whole thing. You give him the content, but it's within the parameters of Howard Stern and when he gets to things.
I felt like when I got to Sirius, I always said I felt like Howard made me a junior partner. Like when we got to Sirius, I was in a meeting. It was a turning point for me of my relationship with Howard. We were in a meeting with the people from Sirius, and he said, listen, guys, don't go. You got to bounce stuff off of Gary. He goes, when you're talking to Gary, you're talking to me. And I was like, wow, that meant a lot to me. That was a big deal. So, just trying to keep it organized. And then the guys in the office, they'll come to me. Will come to me and go, hey, I got this this person that wants to come on. What do you think? And we talk about it.
Well, there's been a lot of talk, obviously, about what's going to happen. Is this the end? McGrath, you feel strongly it's over.
Listen, if I had Beth Stern, I go to the Hamptons and play Kissy Face for the rest of my life, I'm gone.
Is that what you're basing it on?
But you're not.
Though?
I feel it, and I've said this before. When you hear the Thursday news, when Howard starts talking the news, and Robin, he can't wait for that 3-day weekend. He's salivating just to get out to the Hamptons and do the Beth thing. And by the way, there's no man in the world that deserves that more than Howard Stern.
So you think
He's gone. Look, I just hope the channels stay, but Howard's gone on the day-to-day as we know it.
Jillian. I hope the channels stay without Howard.
Chuck
Zito a couple days a week.
Okay, well, what about this? Don't you think there's something in him that still wants to go back to terrestrial radio and just
never
Okay, what if some company said we'll give you all of these stations across the country?
Never.
No, he's too comfortable with the format.
How do you put the genie back in the bottle now after he's had all this freedom, after he fought those fuckers the whole time to get where he's at now at Sirius and have the freedom to do exactly what he wanted to do back then, and his show hasn't changed that much by the way.
There's a fact that radio is just plummeting right now. And if he could come back and then revive radio and then be there and actually own Howard Stern Network across the country.
Well, I could address that. I could tell you right now.
Hold on, before you do. Hold on. Jillian, what's your take? Before Gary shares what he knows, do you think Howard's done?
That's what we were talking about in the break. I in my heart, I do.
You do.
It
breaks my heart, too.
Natalie, do you think he's done?
I do get the feeling we're coming to the end of an era, but I also, my glimmer of hope was after the last break. It was the first time I ever heard Howard say that he at one point felt frustrated that he didn't have that outlet to say, the bunch of news had
when
gone
Michael
on
Jackson
or whatever,
died and all that stuff happened.
But really quickly,
and I thought,
we
does kind of need this.
Excuse me, Natalie. We knew 2 years in advance he was going to Sirius. When was the last time Howard Stern didn't know what he's doing 6 months ago?
I got to say,
when was the last time he didn't know?
That's a great point, Mark.
He's letting me know.
I want to be on the record. I don't think he's done, and here's why. I think Howard is no different than Regis or Larry King.
Simon Cowell.
Well, I don't know about Simon Cowell, but Regis or Larry King, in that I don't know what he would do without this show. But those guys, Regis is still on the show because
why do you
you're
say
misleading
that?
me. I'm not
say
saying
that?
in some capacity he won't be on the channels. You're not going to see Howard at 6 in the morning to 11:30 Monday to Thursday anymore. He might do a special once a week. And look, this is all just like me off the top of my head.
No, he's too good an entertainer.
You think
he's
Howard
too good
Stern
an
doesn't know what he's doing
entertainer.
6 months from now?
I
You guys
agree
don't
with Natalie.
No, but he's
in
too
or
good
he's
an
out.
entertainer. He's either all in or he's all out.
Lifetime of planning,
a
lifetime of being smart.
You go out on a high. You don't trickle out doing one show
I feel your pain too, but
you
trust
either
me,
end
honey.
it and make people be dying for you, or you do it full
Enjoy
out.
the 96 shows that are left and take them
Shut
to your heart.
up already.
Arquette.
I love the man.
Arquette, let's look at a new future. And Gary, I'm sorry I'm holding you off. I just don't want you to give anything away of what you might
By the way,
know.
Gary was winking at me the whole time I was doing that.
I was winking at you how wrong you are.
What about
I'd
a
love to be
new
wrong.
version?
Good.
What about a new version of Howard where you don't get, because you have the replay now all the time,
Yeah,
do they have to be up at 6
That's
a.m.?
what I was telling him. He should make it as easy as possible for him.
So say they come in at noon, or maybe he does it from his home. And
Or just like, a nice little walk to the place, 12 o'clock right after lunch. He sits down, everybody's there, like a little
And I do like Howard's idea, or somebody had mentioned, I think maybe it was you, Gary, that Howard had mentioned before that he wished radio was run like television as far as you have season. And I can see that being interesting. I know on the last show we had talked about would it matter if it was in the afternoon? Would the news already be over? And that question kind of stumped me last time, but I've given it some thought, believe it or not, in my spare time.
We believe it.
About
Of course you
Howard.
have.
Yeah. And I have your answer. It with the internet and it doesn't doesn't matter. It's not that Robin's telling us news we don't know.
That's right.
It's that we want to hear Howard's take on that story and that news, and that's part of Robin's brilliance.
Bingo.
Sometimes you wonder, why is she talking about that? That's lame. It's because she knows Howard and she knows what's going to get him to comment.
So, Gary,
You just hit it on the head.
What do you think the
Thank you.
future's
I
going
want to
to
go back to the David's comment about terrestrial radio, because the thing that you're forgetting is I don't think this is a money-driven thing, although I think he wants the money he wants because of, he wants to feel worth, what he feels he's worth. But to go back to terrestrial radio and not to be able to have the Sibian guy, not to be able to have Little Loopy, all that stuff goes out the window. And I'm telling you, I was there every day when I would go in and I would say, hey, that bit we ran yesterday, I edited it. And then I would go back the next day, I go, you know what, I had to edit it a little more. And I don't think he'll go back to terrestrial radio. I think that, Natalie said, I have a theory that I think he wants to work at the level that he wants to work, and maybe not as much time, and maybe it won't be Howard 4 days a week. And some people go, oh, I can't believe that. That's bullshit. But I think people would like to have him as much as they could.
Well, who does 5 hours of live air? And genius and innovative and funny.
And the morning thing, it's interesting. The weird thing about that is I think I could see the show starting a little later. This is all speculation. Say we started at 7 instead of 6. But I think Howard's a morning man. And there's something to getting up in the morning and to being the first one to talk about it. Like, we could talk about it at 4 in the afternoon, but then on the way in, you listen, and everyone has their opinion on it. I think Howard wants to be the first one to give his opinion on it. And it still matters. He still talks a lot about network television. So talking about Dancing with the Stars at 4 in the afternoon is way different than talking about it at 6:15.
Yep. Right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I'm so panicked I'm calling everybody, and 1 being I'm not panicked at all, how concerned are you that you may have to look for a new job?
I was talking to somebody today. I think this is my 6th contract negotiation that I've seen him go through, because they usually go in 5-year increments.
Is he in contract negotiations?
I don't know.
Gary, how aggressively are you looking for a new job?
He has techno
Not that
beaver.
aggressively.
You're techno
Where on
beaver.
the street hour in Hollywood is it you are?
What street?
Just, my loser friends.
Rodeo Drive.
Just trying to start it.
But I think he knows what he wants to do. And I think this is a game of cat and mouse. This is my theory.
So do you think that this could be sort of a ploy for Sirius, the negotiations coming back?
I think he wants to stay at Sirius, and I think he wants to do it the way he wants to do it, which could be 3 days a week, starting an hour later, could be having the summers off, doing it that way.
Do you think there's any possibility or any truth to what Howard said this week, that Sirius is about to make the same wrong move that terrestrial did in underestimating the power of Howard and thinking, oh, we can do this without him?
There's no Sirius
Natalie,
without
if you were
Howard.
talking to your record company and you were in negotiation and you had this unbelievable platform to talk to your people, would you, I'm not saying it's a ploy, but I'm saying, he's sort of, sometimes I feel like he's negotiating on the radio.
Yes.
Well,
like
he definitely did that
like
on
he's
terrestrial.
talking to management on the radio, and that, of course, strikes fear in the whole office. When Howard talks about the future, I will tell you that the back office comes to a halt. And everybody puts their ear to the radio, because everybody is, people are starting to panic in the sense, like, I got, like, the second person that works for me, I won't say the name, hey, Gary, could we have lunch next week? And I know what they want to talk about. And I said, I don't have any answers, but I will be happy to go to lunch with you.
Well, I think if Sirius thinks that all the subscribers they got...
Was it Lisa G?
I feel like I'm a pretty average, normal person in terms of why I joined Sirius. I joined for Stern. That's it. And if Stern left, as much as I like listening to the coffee shop for some good acoustic music, I'm canceling my subscription.
But didn't Sirius do some sort of a survey where they know that most people, like Jeff, like myself, like I'm sure everybody here, joined for Howard Stern? We didn't join for the rest of it?
You would think that.
They
but
shouldn't
nobody
even
knows.
have to take a
Nobody knows.
survey.
But here's the deal.
Right.
You would think that they would, start making cold calls to Sirius subscribers. If this wasn't
But here's the deal. Imagine if Howard Stern was not at Sirius Radio. There would be no satellite radio.
No one would
care.
care.
There would be zero. As much as I love
shit.
the Bob Dylan channel, people,
Yeah,
there'd
come
be
on.
no business. So don't even devalue Howard Stern's worth to that network.
That's right.
The other thing is I think he's proven that if, again, we talked about this on the air a couple of weeks ago. Now, more than ever, there's different ways to get content out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that he's really looking for that, but he did tear people away from the terrestrial radio.
Yes.
And listen, it was work at the beginning to hear the show. You had to go out and get it. You had to put it in your car. You
Well,
had to figure
it's a
out how to get it in your house.
You had to buy a new car that had it. That's
Right, you had to get it on the computer. There was a lot to
I
it.
went
5
extreme.
Escalades to make
I
it
don't
happen.
care.
Well, television and radio both are transitioning now, and movies. Everything in entertainment is transitioning. And I've always looked at the show as this period here, 5, 6, 8, 10 years maybe, is that transitional period before this will be the norm. I'm not with David. I think terrestrial's done, and that this is going to become more common and more the norm. But it's
like
going to take some
cable.
more
Like,
time.
remember when HBO and those things first came out, and it's the same sort of thing. Now they've taken over. I mean, outside of Dancing with the Stars and Fox's, Idol, the network TV, it blows. And so cable is where it's at, and it's like serious. It needs time to.
Let's go around the horn, and you guys asked this on the show, but I'm curious of your guys' opinion. David, who do you think will do the best, and who will have the hardest?
Should I leave? Because I want everyone to be honest.
No, you might want to hear this.
Although
Gary.
Natalie will say anything.
Let's start with Arquette. If the show goes off the air,
I think Gary can produce anything he wants. So you could do movies, you could do radio, you could do whatever. No, I mean,
Gary,
seriously,
do you
it's the
think
same-
that
it's the
though, or
same
how much?
tool
I mean,
set.
Gary, I would think, has to worry on some, or not worry, but question. Yes, I am a great, I produce a great show, and obviously I'm part of that magic and a huge part of that. But are you worried how much of it is because it's Howard? I mean, it's Howard.
I definitely have some doubts. If I pulled my resume out, it would say Howard Stern, Howard Stern, Howard Stern, Howard Stern. So
Lucky you.
The greatest entertainer of all time.
And I get that, but I think that
But people might say, yeah, but what else
Are
can he
you
do?
worried, Gary?
I have some doubts. I mean, I think I've done a great job doing the show, but I wonder if people will go, well, that's all he's done.
But Gary, I look at your role as producer. I know dumb is right,
No,
David.
I mean,
Because
don't worry about that.
Right, because forget being a good producer and doing one of the greatest shows on television or on radio and on Howard TV. You dealing with Howard as a boss, and I only know him as one. I completely revere, and I think he's incredible. But I think there's a side of him that's so probably controlling and hard to deal with that any job you go to after this might be a cakewalk. I don't know.
I'm guessing that because maybe because you haven't been out there as much, but all of us are in this industry. I would, if I were putting a show together and you were available,
You're my
I would
guy.
definitely.
There's a heart and soul to
Hell
the
yeah.
Howard Stern show, and it's
And
delivered by
alive-
Gary Dell'Abate, and he hasn't been there for 25 some odd years
For nothing.
For nothing,
And it's
Robin's
live- and
gonna
it's
be fine,
live.
Fred's going to be fine, but Gary Dell'Abate, you'd be lucky to have you
him.
on any team. He could be starting point guard for the Lakers.
Who won't do well from the group? Mark.
I think Medicated Pete's looking at it. Okay.
You mean the hardcore?
Try to go more of a core group.
No, I'm kidding you. I look, Fred, I think the genius of the people, the Howard Stern show, will be revealed when they're removed from the sum of the show. That's what I think. I think Robin could be the next Oprah. I truly do.
Really?
I think
do.
she can. I think she.
I truly
she's got
do.
a great
I have that
future.
faith in her.
I think
I love
Fred will
Robin.
probably just rock on, probably have more time for his music.
He'll
and
play
probably
King Norris
expand
and
on
play
that.
up coming to a bar near you and have a ball.
Gary, is there? Try to be honest here.
Yeah.
Has there been any moment where the thought of something different has excited you a little, just on the level of doing something different?
It was a really long time ago, a very, very long time ago. I was on the show for 3 years, and I got a buddy who writes for Modern Family, Danny Zucker. He was crashing on my couch, and he's like, hey, I'm going out to L.A. I'm working on the show. It was actually the guy that had produced our failed Fox pilot, this guy Peter Calabrese. And he goes, I'm going to work for, does anybody remember the Wilton North Report? It was the show between Arsenio on Fox, after Joan Rivers. So he's like, I think I can get you a job there. And at the time, I wasn't making a lot of money. I wasn't 25 years on the show. And I actually thought about going out there. I was single, so I was like, moving to L.A. would be cool.
Wow.
And then,
Gary, how close were you to doing your own show during the terrestrial to satellite move? I know you got offered.
Yeah,
I know
you
you
and
were
Artie,
entertained.
right?
I got the phone call,
Yeah.
and they just said, and I didn't know, they didn't say money or anything, and I just said, I'm already going with Howard.
Did
so
you do a demo of any sort?
No,
No, it was just your loyalty, obviously. Was
Never got
Howard.
that far. Yeah.
I was petrified.
And
to
if you
quite
want to
honestly,
get
too.
out of producing, Techno Beaver would be awesome. I'd watch that daily.
Around the house, are you more known as Techno Beaver or Gadget Gary?
Daddy Bowie.
Gary,
In the bedroom, does Techno Beaver?
last
Or
question
ace pitcher.
before we let you go. What's your gut?
My gut is that he wants to come back and he wants to figure out a way to make it work, but he doesn't want to feel like he's being undervalued or taken for granted.
Now, when
I
you
think
say
it's a-
undervalued, Gary, do you mean less than he's making now?
It's not
Because
about
I gotta
money.
say, I was
Well,
gonna say,
well,
I
well,
think
let's
he
hold
was-
on about that though. Like maybe it is.
I think it is about money in the sense where they say they pay him and he feels, well, I'm worth more than this, and it's not because of the money, it's because of
But you
I
can
guess
put
a little bit of an ego.
I
Will he
think
work
they
for the
should give
same
him some-
salary? Will he work for the same salary? Or would that be an insult?
I don't know.
You can put yourself in a box, though. If the money isn't there, if Sirius isn't doing as well as they had thought, and it's not there, you
But you can't blame Howard
Can
for
I
that.
just stop for
Don't
1
blame
second?
Howard for
Doesn't
that.
Howard make $100 million a year?
Well,
How
that's
much
what
money
it's-
do we need?
But that's what it says. I mean, I don't know
Okay.
that that's what he makes, and I don't know.
I believe
I'll
he's
tell the
worth
truth.
it, but-
fans
but-
ask me this all the time. Like, I don't know whether if that number is true. I don't know how much of that number goes to the production of the show. You know what I mean? Like maybe he
Okay.
makes $100 million, but it
But
costs.
you think
Actually,
it's a respect thing, Gary?
You know how worthy was that salary? If it wasn't for Howard, we wouldn't be sitting here talking. It would have
Of
folded
course.
3 years ago.
By the way, he is
You would
he's
not
listening
have the
now.
celebrity
There would
superfan
be-
roundtable.
No,
Now when Natalie and Lisa
I don't
get
even.
on.
I don't
But
argue any
do
of
we
that.
even believe that they have not called Howard yet? And
Well,
if
what
so,
I think
that's
Satellite
ridiculous.
should, I mean, he should leave. They should see how it starts to crash. He should come back, and they should give him
Well,
some
that's-
control of the
Arquette's
company.
That's
all
what
about
happened with
ownership.
terrestrial radio.
I want to
He
see
left
him
and
like
it
I
crumbled.
want to see Howard start doing television, movies. I want to see.
But
not
he doesn't
that
want
has
to do that,
Yeah,
David.
I didn't want to
Gary,
see him
go to
go
the
back
Hamptons
out
and play kissy face with Beth, and so do I.
So do I, by the
But he
way.
can put a
Last
team
words,
together.
Gary Dell'Abate.
Here's a fear that I have too. So there's a big staff that goes around it. So say they decide that Howard could do it like a TV show and he could have summers off and everything like that. Are they willing to pay everybody what they're making, or are they going to sort of prorate, or they're going to say you're not working in the summer?
They're not,
we're
Gary.
We're not going to pay you, and then people will say
You'll have to leave.
they'll have to leave.
One more question, Gary. I have to ask you while we have you. Do you know, or do you have a good guess what Howard's praying about?
I have no idea what he's praying about.
A guess?
Don't you
What's your
think-
guess?
You know, I didn't even think about it when I heard him talking about it. I thought he was kidding.
But let's say he's not.
What is
What is so?
It's got to be family related.
I think
No,
it's Artie.
I think it was a
Artie.
work thing, and I think he got over it the next day. I think he kind of forgot because
I think
2
it's
days
Artie.
later they brought it up, and he was like, "What? Oh yeah, that."
And what did Robin do when she was drunk, real quickly, that you want to talk about? Anybody?
That
What
when she was-
Robin did?
What did Robin do when she was drunk that you want to talk about that you and Ralph know and all of us don't?
I don't know.
No,
Oh, wait, I went out with
Ralph
wait.
did.
I have a night with Robin where we
Dying to know that.
Dell'Abate, thanks for
Thank
popping
you,
in.
Gary.
Bye, Gary.
We're going to let Gary
The greatest man in
leave
show business right there.
because just so we're all
Look
on
at that
the-
exit, man.
Did you see him licking his chops on his way out?
Didn't need to do that either.
Let's talk about Robin because
Yes.
I love her.
once again I feel like I'm a little bit at odds with the table in the sense that has Robin what do we McGrath or Jillian?
Yeah, buddy.
Please
what
let
do
me
we
jump in
make?
really quick.
What do we make of Robin
Okay.
of late?
My last visit, listen to this. I was so worried about what Artie was going to say about me. I freaked out about Artie. I had no idea that the snake in the room was going to be Robin because
Well,
we
hot
went out-
chick, bummer. You know, it's that whole energy.
but Robin and I, just before I did Howard, I was in New York doing a couple other shows like the Hannity Show, whatever. So we got together with Ralph and went to dinner, and I thought I had a really good time with Robin. Apparently, she went on and trashed, and I had no idea. Now she went on and said, "Oh, it was one of those nights. You know, Jillian and her friends are crazy." Now I have pictures to the contrary. It's 3 a.m. I'm at the Four Seasons. She's partying in the window like a rock star, and the picture, the digital printout says it's 3 a.m. and she's telling Howard, you know, she's back at her house at midnight. So I'm like, what's that about? Then I heard her this week talking about Ross Zapin being out with his wife, and Howard says, well, I heard that you got in at 5. She goes, oh, no, I didn't. So she tries to portray this image that she's this whole clean food freak, and she doesn't party, and she doesn't, and meanwhile, I think she kind of parties like a rock star, but doesn't want them to know
I think
about
she
it.
just doesn't want Howard 100 news to know.
I believe that Natalie
Yes.
is part of it, but I also think that she's got a side of her that's won't let go and just have fun. And so
Absolutely, that's what I love about Robin. At Howard,
but Lisa
and Beth,
G has the same thing, but you don't.
No. Oh my God, at Howard's wedding. Robin was tearing up the dance floor.
She was.
I, as
She
a
was
woman,
amazing.
admire Robin because she's independent and she looks truly
Is Robin
happy. She is
getting
not
full of
putting
herself
on-
right now?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
The whole
Yes.
charity explosion
Yes.
lately. Like, I love
50.
Robin. I think she's lonely.
I do too.
You know, I think she's at this point in her life. She's like looking around. I got 55 cars, 30 that Howard gave me, beautiful
Robin
apartments.
is more
I got
genuine.
72 cats.
Yes.
You know, I'm like, how can I help the kids in Guatemala and twit pick McDonald's? You know what I'm saying?
I kind of.
I
agree
love
with
Robin.
that.
And
No, let me tell you what the real answer is. Let me tell you the truth.
Okay.
Okay, because you have one,
And I
two,
love
three
Robin. Let me
people
qualify
radio.
that.
David,
I
wait,
love that
David,
woman.
tell us
think
your take
women.
first.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you think about Robin?
Your take first.
I love Robin. I think
Okay.
she's going to be awesome.
You don't
and
notice
she's-
any difference in Robin in the
No,
last few
I
months?
see her. You know,
I
I
do.
definitely see her sort of transitioning to what's next.
But what do you
Because,
mean, David? What do you mean?
Because she's been with the Howard Stern show for years. There's
Right.
a stigma attached, even though it's not always correct.
So you think as
that's-
it nears the end, she's trying to show her charitable side?
Well, I think she's
just
trying to
distance.
be more of herself, like who she really is.
I dig it.
I think she has evolved. I think.
Oh yes.
How she used to be when she doesn't get defensive near
Yes.
as much anymore.
Really? Very true.
Oh,
No, I
my
agree. I agree
gosh.
with Natalie.
Listen, back to old shows. If you said
90s.
one thing, you couldn't say anything to Robin.
They were
I
afraid
would've
of
been
her.
a fair-
They were
I would've
afraid
been
of her,
afraid.
like
it was
Tracy.
It was walking on eggshells around Robin. Now she can really laugh at herself. There's a couple
True.
of instances where she can't. But to me, first of all, I agree with everything she says about her eating, and I wish I could be like her. I absolutely believe that our government is poisoning us. And when I hear all the guys just saying, oh, Robin this, Robin that, it really feels like it's just because she's a girl.
But Natalie, the 9/11 assertion that, like, boy,
Well,
35
that's
years ago, I
hysterical.
started to change my diet.
That was a
I
little
think it's a
stretch.
direct correlation. Call me an asshole, an idiot. It's been said many times. But when those roasts went down, she got really hit in that penalty box really hard.
Yeah, well, that
and
was
she was
what
not
made the
prepared
move.
for what was being delivered to her. Now, I know it's not really sort of maybe PC to say that, but that was the sea change where Robin said, I got to change myself. And to her credit, she did like angry.
Yeah,
she
no,
made it
that
a
was
lifestyle.
that was the
Does
real
anybody
turning
disagree?
Nope.
When she got really hurt by those roasts.
But from
and
a-
that, forget 9/11, that was what made her change her
Totally,
lifestyle.
From a viewer, from a
Interesting.
listener point of view,
Yeah.
Interesting.
do you like her as much right now?
I will never not do anything but love Robin Quivers.
That's not the
too.
question.
Look, I'm a wounded wing myself, Jeff Probst. I need hugs everywhere I go, and I understand what Robin Quivers is doing.
But there are times when people aren't on that show.
But I don't like my sister and mom sometimes, Jeff, but I still love them with everything
All
I
right,
got.
Jillian.
And she's gold for Howard. The two of them together.
That's not the question. The question is, all of a sudden, you guys are backing off a little bit.
No, I
No,
just
I
told
think
you.
she's completely. It's different, but
what I'm asking right now,
Yeah.
as she is on the show, do you like her, the personality she's bringing on the show, as much as ever? Is it just different? You like it the same? You like her less?
To what Natalie was saying earlier, when I listened to the history of Howard in the 90s, she was fucking crazy. Like, she would just snap at you, and I would be scared in my car of her. And she was, on another coast. But she's now more well-rounded, and she's a different person for sure. But getting back to her and Howard, they are gold. They're magical, and you can't.
And she's real. I also love her because I feel the love for Howard from her.
Oh, yeah,
as
it's
far
golden.
as she
Do you think
really,
she loves Howard?
Do you like
no,
the
not like
No.
you do, but I think she really felt Howard's pressure after
I think
Artie
she's in
left,
love
and I
with him.
think
You're
she
right.
has been an even greater support.
Well, Natalie, I'll tell
for
you
him.
right on that because she really saw the situation and really amped up. Do you like her condescension, Jeff?
No.
Okay,
I
I'll be
don't.
over here.
I don't. I'll tell you what I think. I'm hesitant to say anything about Robin.
Why? Why do we talk and you don't?
No. I'm going to say it. I'm setting it up saying that I'll admit I'm hesitant because I know she can roast you so well, but I'm not enjoying her as much lately.
Why?
I just think she's guarded, Jeff, and I don't know that I'm with you on this. It's not that I'm not enjoying her, but she kind of pretends she's something she's not. Like, we went out in New York, we had a great freaking time.
I wish
But she
Robin would have
pretends.
said, yeah, I would have liked to have been at the party, the Kimmel party.
She did say that.
Exactly. She did.
Oh, I missed that.
She
No,
did?
in her own way, Jeff.
Okay.
We all know Robin. She did say
But
that.
she could have
And so did Gary.
Loved for Robin to be at the party too, and so would have Howard. But the thing is,
she could have come to the party.
You're right. He would have. I think he would have loved it. But what I think Robin's
did they have any
true gift is on the show, and it's not about her personality or this or that. It's how she vamps with Howard.
Absolutely.
She throws things out there, and Howard takes them and then goes in such a crazy way.
And she's selfless.
And their humor is also kind of like
she does.
Sympathetic.
Watch the movie when she left the show, and Howard's like, I can't do this.
Don't
without
misunderstand.
Robin.
And she doesn't give too much. She knows exactly how much to give and when to give it.
That's
and
right,
then
Jill.
shut up.
All right, I just want to be clear. I think Howard without Robin is I don't know what that would be like.
Right.
Because
I don't want to know.
They're freaking frack. Well, I'm just saying that.
What about Howard without Fred?
Oh my God!
Same
No,
thing.
no, Fred.
No,
Yeah, you have to have Fred.
Howard without Gary?
No,
No,
not
you
possible.
have to have.
You need
Fred.
a
Does
whole
it stop
team.
there? Does it stop there though?
But who's the most? Who's the most? Who could Howard
Yes.
really
For
not
me?
pull it off with? Is there anyone?
It is
I
Robin.
think
Let's
it's
bring
Robin.
in.
Robin.
Hey, there's one more voice I want to bring in here. Andy Milder, who you guys
What's up,
might
Andy?
know from
And you are
Weeds.
just kidding.
from yes, from Weeds.
I love Weeds.
The ex-husband now of Elizabeth Perkins on Weeds.
Yes.
One of the best shows
It's just
ever.
a great show.
With
Kevin Nealon.
yes.
It's-
When is it back? When's the new season?
My birthday, August 16th.
Nice.
So you've been here hanging out with us, and we want to get you on mic now. What's your take? Just jump in on this conversation with Robin.
Well, I don't know. I mean, she's certainly changed. I have to admit, I'm a relatively new listener in so much as I only joined up about a year before he left terrestrial or testicle radio, if you will. And I have noticed changes in her just in that short amount of time. I think she's really a lot more easygoing. I'm with you. I think she's really kind of
No, you're with me, not him. He doesn't like her. I'm
sorry, I
her.
misunderstood.
No.
This isn't about not liking Robin.
No. I love Robin Quivers. Right?
Wow.
Physically, too.
I'm just.
You know what? Though I hate Lisa G, so I'm with you all the way.
See, we should get together and talk.
But I think she's absolutely invaluable to the show. On a separate note, I think if anyone had to go, if it was Robin, I think Howard would fall apart.
Yeah, I do too.
I agree.
He needs her.
And by the way, if I can just kind of chime in a little bit more, when Artie left, I think a lot of things happened, and we talked about this earlier, so I won't go too much into it. But I think Fred really stepped up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like he picked up the big bat and started swinging.
Sure.
And I think that Robin did too in her own way. And I think that to kind of bring it back to the Robin thing, that's the big change that we found in the last few months is that everyone kind of went. We were taking it easy because we had this guy who we knew could always, hit doubles no matter what he said, and now everybody's swinging for the fence.
By the way, there was no show before Robin, Fred, and Robin. Howard, Fred, and Robin, and there is no show after Howard,
And
Fred,
Gary.
and Robin.
I agree.
The four of them.
And Gary
to me
as well.
They're the core. They're the core.
They survived Jackie. They would survive Artie.
They
that is the
survived
core.
Jackie. You mean Jackie's being there, or Jackie's?
You know what I'm
Just
saying.
all of that stuff.
No, you know what I'm saying.
The players that come and go, the dedicated people.
It's the Beatles.
But
It's
just
the Beatles. Pete Best comes in every now and then. But
Just
it's
to
the
be
Beatles.
clear, there's nobody here that wants Jackie back on the show, is there?
No.
Listen, call me an asshole, dude, but I never got the Jackie thing.
I
know
never
Jim
got it.
McClure does the shows, and I get it. And I wish Jackie the best on
Me
the
too.
Joe Con iPod apps. Or
It's just. It's just so like vaudeville. It's fucking
It's like
vaudeville.
my uncle that I go too many, man. Let it go.
So we have a little time left, and Andy, we'd love you to hang out here and weigh in on this from a listener point of view. Let's
Were
talk
you at the
now.
party?
No, I got to be honest.
sorry.
I'm flattered to be here because it's Celebrity Superfan Roundtable, and it's not like guy you might recognize kind of in a grocery store Superfan Roundtable. So thanks for having me.
Welcome to my world, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm in the same.
If
same
Kathy
as you.
Griffin's D-list, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Come on.
So let's talk about the party, and it's been talked about all week. Clearly a historic moment. This will go down as part of Stern history.
That Howard had a good time at a party.
Well,
in his honor, especially.
So McGrath, I'll just be the first one to ask because here was my take. Listening, I had to leave early to fly to New York, so I missed the jam session. But here's what I saw when I left.
Okay,
Stamos was hammered. And
actually, I'm a call for you right now. He wasn't hammered.
He wasn't.
He wasn't
How do
hammered,
you
no,
know?
because I was right there jamming with him.
Well, how do you know how much he drank? Before?
I was hammered.
Actually, but
okay, my bad.
Did you drink the moonshine?
Let me just sort of weigh in on the whole Stamos.
So here's the question we're wondering, because because Howard made it out like maybe something went on, then kind of backed off. Then Kimmel came on and said, there was something going on between you guys.
Well, why is Kimmel and Howard host these incredible shows? Because they know how to find something exciting in the mundane and non-stories. And let me just say this right. And first of all, Natalie Maines, the best musician of the evening, didn't even show up for the jam.
True. Well, listen, here's my problem. I hate that I missed who said true? I hate that I missed it. But I have 2 children.
I've got
love them. And we never go out.
I have 2 as well.
And Adrian and I never go out, and we were going to go to this party, and it was fantastic. And I had loads of fun, and I was ready to stay all night long, and I heard that Howard and Beth had already left.
Well, you're right. The jam started at 7:45, so it was getting late. Wow. But really quickly on the jam, I love John Stamos. I really do. I think he's a great guy. I didn't even know him until that night, okay?
But the question is, do you know any songs?
Here's the thing. If you're looking at Mark McGrath to be the Paul Schaefer for the All-Star Jam of the evening, you're shooting your aim way too high, okay? Here's the thing. We walk into the room, okay? David Arquette is on a trumpet. Jimmy Kimmel's on a harmonica only in the key of B, okay? Stamos is on drum.
With
Howard,
olive oil.
Yeah. Howard's on a guitar that's up to his shoulders that he's playing. There's no PA. I go, okay, let me see what's going on. John Stamos, to his credit, is an excellent musician. He's been touring with the Beach Boys for 22 years. He misinterpreted the spirit of that jam.
Yes.
By the way, great jam. So if you look, my thing is punk rock background. I'll play any Pistols, Stiff Little Fingers, Clash song you know. Stamos knows any Grateful Dead, B.B. King jam you know. So right now, Clash Styles. That being said, the last person I was concerned with having a good time in that jam was John Stamos. The only guy I wanted to have fun in that jam was Mr. Howard Stern.
Yeah,
when I saw his face wide-eyed, I see Courtney Cox, I see Demi Moore, I see Ashton Kutcher having the best time of their life. I'm like, this is what it's about. I think John Stamos, I love him to death. In fact, the very next email I got on Sunday morning at 9:02
You are reading off your iPhone.
I'm reading it right now. So I woke up going, what a great party. First thing I got from Stamos, hey kid, who calls a guy kid, by the way? Hey kid, so happy to hang with you, buddy, ... Party next Saturday. You must come. I promise great jam. 3 p.m., it's on. Let me know if you can make it. Good people, great jam. XOXOXO Stamos.
And you fell for that kiss-ass message?
Well, I'm going tomorrow, Natalie.
He's going tomorrow.
But here's the thing. Was John Stamos so elated and happy with the jam? Absolutely fucking not. But if he didn't get the spirit of that jam, when I saw David Arquette walk in with the trumpet, I'm like, it's on. And by the way, I played drums for 3/4 of that. I don't play drums. And when Johnny Knoxville walked in with a jug of fucking moonshine and the sticky icky was in the air, no one was looking at this like some kind of Ringo Starr All-Star Jam except Stamos.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Stamos is definitely the fuddy-duddy in this whole story. I blame you not for not knowing.
No, but he got
lyrics.
a bad rap all week. And by the way, he never said any shit to me.
He was grumpy from the moment I walked into the party.
And it wasn't about the music. For John, it was about he walked into Jimmy Kimmel's house, and the first thing he says, and he says it in front of Jimmy Howard. And first of all, I walked into Jimmy's house. I was like, holy fuck, one day if I work hard
Such
enough,
a beautiful house.
Oh my God. It's like a hotel you'd go to in Miami.
Yeah.
But John
inviting,
looked at it and he said, yeah, I had this house when I was 18. I was like, oh my God.
What kind of guy brings a bag of T-shirts to the party?
I love John.
Maybe he's the angry drunk.
But no, it's not even the angry drunk. Everybody
jealous.
wants to be best friends with.
Yeah.
Howard is the quarterback, and they're all the 16-year-old girls that want Howard's attention.
But again, it was the genius of Stern because there was zero. I mean, look, John Stamos probably talked to me behind my back to everybody at the party, and I'm used to it my whole life, so I think everybody likes me anyway. But when I heard on Monday morning that like, wow, McGrath and Stamos were coming to blows, it was like it blew my own mind because this email said, dude, will you please come jam with me? So
that was his
maybe,
guilt.
I think the root of it was I did not receive that email, and the trumpet may have been that might have thrown him a little.
But David, how much fun was that jam? How much fun was that jam? No one knew anything. The fact was we got through a song or two. That's what made me so happy.
You guys were like the losers.
Stamos is back there thinking we're playing Rush jams and stuff.
If I'm not mistaken, because I'm the only guy who wasn't there. If I could summarize this, you're saying John Stamos, great guy if he weren't such an asshole. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I think John Stamos is awesome. He was awesome. He wasn't even grumpy that night. night.
He
wanted to
grumpy.
play. He was just like,
all right, David.
No, as the guy who was arguably the guy who received the most bullshit from Stamos, which I didn't. This email shows I didn't. He was really fun and good.
We got through a few fucking awesome songs.
Yeah.
He was in a grumpy mood.
Is that Stamos?
I just want to say, I was...
Fitzsimmons
Greg, what was your
us
take
right
on
now.
it?
Fitzsimmons. Well, I was standing there, and Stamos was on the drums, and Mark McGrath, the bass player, is really the guy that holds the band together. No offense to the trumpet. But like he was
point taken right there.
So he's holding it together, and then all of a sudden I see Stamos look at him like, I don't know if you remember in Live Aid, Roger Daltrey forgot when to come in during Teenage Wasteland, and Pete Townsend rolled his eyes and shook his head to the whole crowd. That's what he was doing to you. And I
But
just
Fitzsimmons, I'm like, what part of I'm in Sugar Ray don't you fucking understand? You dumb fuck?
I fucking love Sugar Ray. I'm sick of you putting it down.
Look at By the way, who's written more #1 songs, me or John
the Beach
Stamos?
Boys?
You.
I mean, John Stamos. Sorry.
Me or Natalie May? Oh, Natalie May.
Well, wait,
Natalie
hold on.
Maines.
Let's back up to something that Jillian said, which is
I was
saying
nowhere near the microphone. Howard hassled me in the beginning of the night. I said, I am not going near that microphone.
No. Getting around the.
I heard you couldn't even make it to the mic.
I could have.
Yeah,
I
what
just
happened to you, Jillian?
Hold on. Before we put this to rest, going back to something you said, you said that you think the core of this is not about whether it was a good jam or not, that he was grumpy, that Stamos was grumpy because there's a competition for Howard's friendship.
Oh, my God. Yes, yes, and yes. And it goes from, I don't think Jimmy's in the competition. I think Jimmy just has the respect of friendship. He gets to travel with Howard. They go away, and he's on a level like Howard, and Howard respects him. Then you've got Ralph, and you've got John Stamos. They're like the 16-year-old girls that want the quarterback's attention. And so when the quarterback pays attention to the other tight end on the team, who's equivalently like a star player,
Thank you,
like
Jillian.
Jimmy, then it became like this sort of, and I think that's what that was about for John.
I've never hung out with Howard Stern like that, so I was going for mine, man. I'm like, I can't
It's
believe I'm here
exciting.
with one of my heroes. I'm sitting there jamming Louie. And by the way, Louie to me that night was Sgt. Pepper's. You know what I'm saying? It was like, look, I'm staring at, look, everybody listening who's a fan of Howard Stern, I was there with Howard jamming. And it was the most amazing thing in my life. And,
when you were teaching her, but during Louie, I came over and I go, "What are the chords?"
Well, I don't want to brag, but
not only showed
ADE, yeah.
But I mean, you hummed them and you showed me the rhythm, and then I realized John Stamos. I don't know if you guys got this, but Jimmy Kimmel sent photos of the night out,
yes,
and which was really nice of him, and you didn't get them.
To his friends.
They were nice. You were in a couple. But there was, if you every shot of John Stamos, he's 2 feet behind Howard and staring at him. It was kind of like,
well, you know,
seriously.
I think Jillian's onto something because
I mean, it was like he was it was like one of the twins from Full House. He couldn't take his eyes off him.
Stamos and I are not necessarily friends, but we're friendly, and we work out at the same gym, so I see him a couple times a week.
It's kind of hot.
And he said something right before the party, a few days before. He said, well, you know, Howard Kimmel is having this party for Howard. And I said, yeah, as excited as I could be, because for me to get invited to this is the highlight probably
Jeff.
of the decade.
Here.
So I say, with all sincerity, I go, I know I got invited. And without missing a beat, Stamos says, God, how many people are coming to this thing?
He invited you.
And I said, I know I'm lowering the curve here a little bit.
No, listen,
and I think
I
that's
think
what pissed him off a little bit. He was running around at first, and Natalie, you pointed. I saw John, and I've done charity functions with him, and I love John. I saw a different side to him. I got there and I said, "Oh, there's the room with all the instruments," and we went in to check it out. And I was like, "Oh, look at this one!" And he was very serious. He was like,
right away,
"That's not lined up over there properly." And he was like going around and doing the measurements. And
he's like, "McGrath, get up here!"
Very serious.
Right?
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh."
But so again, if Stamos hates me so bad, why would he invite me tomorrow to jam with the Beach Boys and Bob Saget? And don't be jealous.
He feels guilty, and he knows he looked like because he knows he looked like an absolute
he might have had a rough night
in everyone's mind.
But he's been killed so bad this week. In his defense, John Stamos is a lovely guy.
He's great.
And by the way, the guy he hates the most is me. Saying this. And he's a good musician. You cannot back up Mike Love, who's a notorious.
See, he doesn't hate you, but here's what really hurts him. We're hearing Howard Stern say, that Mark McGrath, man, he just hopped up there and he said, fuck it, and he had a great time, and that's what I'm all about. And I can see John at home going, boing!
But he missed the spirit.
Saying,
when you see a jug of moonshine and Sticky Icky going over the air, it's like, how are you going to look at this as some Ringo Starr all-star jam?
Wow.
No,
All right.
no, he took it way too
We-
seriously. He was a curmudgeon from the moment I walked in. He was so jealous of the
Let's put a
entire
fork
thing,
in
and he
Stamos.
thinks he's better than everyone that listens to Howard. He
Arquette,
thinks
what do you
it's
think,
some
dude?
I heard he's
kudos.
dating
Well, he has
Lisa
a 20
G now, Natalie.
He has a 25-year
He's dating
history.
Lisa G now.
All right, so Stamos has got a fork in it. Let's go to the next caller. No, to God
We haven't taken
McGrath.
any
You've clearly
callers.
been drinking. The next.
I thought Stamos is on the line.
No, let's go to the next topic of the night, which I know Natalie wants to weigh in on, which is Jillian.
Yes.
You had a lot of fun at the party, as
I
is being
kept
reported.
thinking- Was
Ralph there?
I just loved. I kept thinking because I did have.
Shall we get
leave kind
Jillian's
of
story
early.
first before
Yeah,
you?
well, that's what I wanted. I kept thinking there's some things that Howard's not telling us because I kept wanting to, since I left early. I wanted to know like who's gonna get made fun of.
Wait, you
who
think
acted
Howard's
like a
protecting
fool.
me?
I thought you were curiously absent
from the
from
stories.
lots of the.
But when has Howard
recollection.
ever protected me? I mean, he will throw me under the bus. He fucking killed me with
So-
F. Mary Kill. He killed me.
So
Well, and your husband was curiously absent
Well,
also
my
at the party.
husband, I know, my husband was on a motorcycle trip, so he couldn't get back from Mexico, and I said, I'm not missing this. Now, for me to go to this party is a huge deal. It's like you. Going alone, I don't go anywhere. I might live in Hollywood, I might be on the air every day, but I'm pretty secluded. I live in the valley. I have my 2 kids. I'm very mellow. I go home. I put my ponytail up and my zip.
Load
on.
the gun.
I
and
load
get
the gun and
ready
get great
for
sex.
action, baby.
But my God, she won't let that go. You need to have a night like that with Adrian.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so I got the, first of all, I had my baby 4 months ago, and I got my period that day, and which is fucking brutal.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm staying in bed. I'm not going. I'm cramped up. Whatever. I take an Anaprox, which is it's a prescription, but I don't look at the. I don't care if it's drinking.
You should have
non-drinking.
put some in the moonshine.
I don't think you guys needed that. You guys had your own moonshine.
Sorry.
But I took
That's
it.
what kind
So
of
you
I
party-
got
take
there.
that
I
drug
had,
before you get there.
But it's not like a heavy duty. It's not like Vicodin. It's Anaprox. It's like for cramps. Whatever.
And what's the effect?
The effect is I don't have any cramps right now and life is good. So I get there, I'm uncomfortable, I'm by myself, and I have a couple glasses of wine. And then I get very, very sick. Like I start feeling sick. And it's just as you guys, I went in there with John Stamos to look at the room, and the room started spinning, and I was like, I've got to go lie down. So I went and lied down. But, when you're bleeding profusely and you're wanting to be at this party, like I had just way too much going on. So that's what that was
Talk more
about.
about the bleeding.
Well, let me tell you, Natalie.
What was the blood like?
Well, the story that we're trying to get at is that there was a story reported today, right, by your favorite Natalie Lisa G, talking about.
Yes, well, and actually, I'm a big fan of Adam Carolla.
Me too.
Well, I was with
Yeah,
Adam's
me too.
wife, Lynette, and
I
that's when I got
heard.
sick. And thank God I was with Lynette, though, because
Did you
she's a
barf,
good
Jill?
lady. Yeah, I did.
At the party in front of
yeah,
people? Okay.
Well, I
I
did
look,
with Lynette.
not my first time.
But I have no shame in my game, only because I don't get out. It was my first, like I said, I was not 100% great, and I did have the Anaprox and the wine, and I didn't feel good. And I said, Lynette, I'm not good. This is not
Now,
good.
Natalie, you were listening to Carolla's show this morning.
Yes, and I felt for Jillian, and I was wondering, did you feel, were you
They were
holding your
talking
breath
about
this
it
week,
on the show.
wondering? Yes, they did talk about it, and they talked about how Jillian did.
She said I was
from-
ladylike. I
From
know
her
that.
perspective, she thought it was drinking, and that you
She puked at a party. It's not a big
daintily
deal.
threw up in her
Not
own lap.
crazy. But one thing I'd like
Well-
to share with the fans out there, that's a nice move on Jimmy's part, is he had a Dyson hand dryer. He had a hand dryer in his little bathroom there. I thought that was kind of something.
Well,
to
I did
share.
feel like a little like Goldilocks afterwards, looking for Jimmy's bathroom. So I just wanted to lie down and make it go away. I said, here I am at the greatest fucking entertainer of all time's party, and I'm not feeling great. And it was, I mean, I'm not going to sit and defend myself. I probably should not have had wine.
Wait, did
on
you really
Anaprox.
vomit in your lap?
I think it was Lynette's
It was
lap.
ladylike.
No,
But
I
she-
just did not. I felt that the room was spinning, and I just knew, and I had to lie down, and it wasn't good. But it wasn't because I was completely intoxicated. I didn't have any moonshine. I didn't. But it was my first night out since the babies, and I probably shouldn't.
Andy, did
Who
you
had
listen-
moonshine at that party?
I did
Who had
not.
moonshine?
I did some.
I did. I had some. Jeff, did
Did
you?
it fuck you up
I did
at all,
not.
David?
It came out after I left.
It was next level.
But you
And-
got
was
wasted,
the
but not
next of it.
sick wasted or anything.
No, like drug wasted.
like you
It was
said,
acid
wasted.
Yeah, it was beyond.
Funny thing
Anyone who
Howard
drank
said.
it was saying the N-word during the party.
Andy, Andy, were you listening this week to the show?
absolutely,
Okay,
of
so
course.
now hearing
be here if I didn't?
hearing this and listening to it on the air, did you get any sense that this was uncomfortable for Howard? Because it put him in a really unusual position, which is He's hanging out with a lot of people that he's friendly with, and now he has to come back. And it didn't seem like he felt as comfortable.
No, it totally didn't. I really did feel like he was holding back more than normal, and I wanted to hear a little more about what happened at the party, and I really kind of was like, God damn, it's like that thing that happened with Robin that she absolutely won't talk about. That, and I felt the same way. It's like, fuck you, this whole show's about honesty.
So
bring it out, man. Tell me more about the party.
I want
to hear
what else you want to hear.
But was there something that Howard left out?
No, I don't think so. David, you were there.
Well, more than what Howard left out, it's the tone. Robin was picking up on it and was kind of hitting on it, which is he was more guarded this week, and it seemed to me like he might have been protecting Stamos a little bit.
You know why he was? Well, to me more, because she goes, well, what does she really look like in person? And Howard's like, she's hot, and she's like, oh, well, of course you're going to say that.
David, did you pick up on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Courtney came up to him and was like, hey, I heard you wanted to stick your finger up my ass.
She did not.
Great icebreaker. Great icebreaker.
And then,
God bless her.
Wait, how did you feel when he said that she looked totally
He got
hot?
embarrassed, and she said, no, that's cool. Beth, is it cool? And so he stuck his finger up his tongue up her ass. Yeah, it was awesome.
Wait, when he said that Courtney was totally hot when she was on the drums, and Howard said, I have to admit, like when Courtney got on the drums, and he goes, that was so hot.
No, but you know what he said? The one thing I thought he wouldn't was that, and no offense, she's your wife. There was an upskirt shot when she sat down, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, I'm staring at
the kind of party it was, kids. I mean,
roll. You better leave.
Your fucking shit at home. Let's have a party.
I think, Greg, you said it best in your show, dude. It's like everybody left their pretense at the door. I don't think Howard's ever had more fun here in Los Angeles. You know, I don't care who you were, where you're from, what genre of entertainment.
No assholes at the party.
It's like when you were in that little room, you were in a fucking weirdo little nest of fun, and just only guy, maybe Stamos wasn't there, but all of us were all there. You know, we all got it. We're like, we're going to protect this with everything we got.
But as a listener,
we're going to remember this for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
As a listener, it was clear to me that he had a freaking. This is one of the best experiences I've ever had in L.A.
Mark,
Andy, we were there, and that's the truth.
Mark, did you notice listening on the air this week or did you feel that it was more uncomfortable for him? He couldn't do this all the time.
I thought he was really comfortable, strictly from being there and playing with them, man. He was smiling the whole time. His bangs were in his face. He was on the drums. He's on the keyboards. The only guy that got real salty was Stamos. Like,
no, I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's had a rough time throughout the years. He's always put spoke his mind and talked truth about people, so it's hard for him to go out in Hollywood and see all that.
Yes.
But he had a good time, and he could talk, more candid if he wanted to. But he's just trying to
And he was honestly humbled, I think, by the turnout. I think that was genuine.
The people that love him, this whole trip.
Yeah. So he felt comfortable.
You're right.
Howard, thank you very much.
Love you, Howard.
Love you, Howard.
Celebrity Superfan Roundtable number 3 on Howard 101.
Hey, what's up?
There's somebody on the phone that wants to talk to you on line 19. Somebody who's like a little irritated with you.
Oh, who's this?
Well, pick it up. You'll see.
I don't like to be surprised.
You'll like this.
Hello, irritated person.
Hello, irritated person.
Hello?
Who's that, my dad?
No.
Howard, I'm not your father, but I'm a big fan, whether you know it or not. But I'm kind of straightening my life out here between John Stamos, who I love.
Oh, Don Rickles.
Is this Don? Oh my God!
Oh, lousy party. God bless you. Happy birthday. But I'm not down to the point where I have a nervous breakdown and throw myself on the floor because I'm not at your party. I mean, I got a life. John Stamos comes in there, and he snapped John, and I love him. Yeah. And then Jimmy says I can't climb the stairs. And then you say, who needs the party? Maybe they're having cocaine. Maybe Rickles don't belong. I got a life.
Don.
I respect you, but give me a break. I'm an old Jew trying to stay alive, and you're trying to wipe me out with this lousy party.
Mr. Rickles.
Put my name on the standby list when you're not such a big hit.
Hey, Mr. Rickles.
What is it, sir?
Let me just explain myself.
First of all, let me just say, he sounds pretty chipper to me.
He is chipper. Listen, Mr. Rickles, I came out to L.A. Jimmy Kimmel threw a party for me.
Yeah.
Stamos walked in, and he said to me, oh, my God, you didn't invite Don Rickles. He wanted to come to the party. I mean, was any of that true? Did you really want to come to the party?
I said to Jimmy, he said to me, listen, John said to me, listen, Don, let me go with you in the car. You and Barbara and we'll go to Jimmy's party. I said I wasn't invited.
Right.
Well, the man snapped right in front of me. He said, you got to be kidding, Don. You weren't invited? I said, I'll get over it, John.
Yeah, the reason...
Let me finish, Howard.
Go ahead.
I'm talking.
Sorry.
It's not nice when you butt in. So I said, Howard, I respect Howard. I'm a big fan. He doesn't know that. But I listen to all this Hazara that he does, and I enjoy it. I said, but gee whiz, don't make me have it. I became a cripple spitting up on the floor, and I had to put a straitjacket on me because I wasn't at the party.
Yeah, listen.
The way he headed, you were very hurt.
Yeah, I knew that was not true because I said, first of all, it never would even occur to me that Don Rickles would want to come to this party.
Oh, maybe he would want to come to the party.
I sure did. I would have loved it. And you know what? You said the right thing on the air the other day. You said if Rickles, somebody should have told him what the party was all about, and then it was up his choice if he wanted to come. And I said, gee, no matter what, I would have said okay. I mean, I don't sit at the party and wet myself and dribble all over me.
Listen, you
I'm
know.
not 105, you know.
I've told this to you. I mean, you're my hero. You're one of my inspirations. I mean,
thank you.
And I didn't have many, but
I thank you for putting me in the league with your father, because I respect him, too. He's quite a guy.
No, I sat there and studied Don Rickles on television like he was a rabbi. I mean, I would study this guy, and every move he made was important to me, and everyone knows that. I've said it a million times. And
then you should invite him to your party. I'm beginning to feel like John.
No, I would have been, but that's like saying you should have invited President Obama to the party. I mean,
well,
seriously.
Why not?
I mean, but my point is that it's Don Rickles. I don't have a personal relationship with Don Rickles where I'd feel even comfortable.
Well, now you do.
Well, now I do. Now I know. now I'm not going to leave you alone.
I don't know what Jimmy's problem was. Jimmy knows Don.
Yeah, but Jimmy, I don't know. Jimmy.
And I'm on with Jimmy. I'm going to take care of Jimmy.
All right.
So and I know Jimmy a lifetime, but I'm going to give him a nervous breakdown.
Where are you now? Beverly Hills?
Yeah, no, I'm in here in New York because I'm going to do David Letterman Wednesday night.
Oh.
It'll be on Wednesday, but I'm doing it tonight.
And who are you here with? Your wife and everything?
No, I'm here with a hooker and two broads from Chicago.
Oh, now that makes sense.
I'm here with my wife. No, I'm here with my wife. No, I don't live in that world that you talk about. I don't live in. 30 years ago, I might have looked around for 10 minutes, but that was it.
You're still having sex with your wife, right?
What? Are you going to go into that?
Yeah.
No, I pop a monkey every night.
No, but seriously, you're still getting it up, right?
Huh? What?
You still get aroused.
Well, how do you do?
What do you mean, how do I do?
Well, I want to know if you're so inquisitive about me. How do you do? Do you circle the bed and get an estimate, or do you just jump right in?
I jump right in. You too, right?
That's it.
All right. Listen, Mr. Rickles, let me say, first of all, I apologize you weren't at this party. From now on, whenever I have a party, you'll be getting an invitation.
Okay.
I'm not kidding with you. I'm not kidding with you. You're going to be invited to everything. You're going to think I'm stalking you. You're going to have to call the police.
Get a restraining order on invitation.
Hey, this Toy Story.
You can't get a break.
That's right.
I just wanted to straighten John out so everybody didn't think I was having a breakdown.
Right.
Because I wasn't at the party.
Well, he created the whole thing.
He created the thing. You never asked. You never. In other words, let me just get it straight. Set the record straight. You never walked up to John Stamos and said, "Hey, John, I hear there's a big party going on, and I'm not invited."
No,
I
didn't say that.
You didn't say that. You didn't even know about the party.
Well, I had heard rumors about you having a party. I must say that. I didn't know who, because of Kimmel. I heard that he said something about a party. And I said, oh, really? And I said to John, oh, there's some sort of party. And he said, yeah, well, I'll pick you up, and you'll pick me up, and we'll go together. That's when he ran off a cliff.
You know what's funny with you? I wonder how you would have functioned at that party. First of all, I mean, I picture you would have sat at the party, and everybody would have had to come up to you. The party would have been more about you than me. Maybe it was better you weren't there.
Okay.
You were thinking you'd be overshadowed?
Yeah, maybe Don would have overshadowed me.
Oh, believe me, the whole idea was, to be honest with you, my wife and I said it would be nice if you called up Howard and told him that I wasn't a wreck over this party thing.
Of course not.
We are followers of you, and we wanted you to know that.
And listen, you would have been annoyed at this party. Everybody, after an hour, went into this band room where they played music.
Yeah, that I heard that too.
You wouldn't have sat there for 2 seconds.
And I heard John was upset that they couldn't play the instruments or something.
Yeah, I mean, come on. What do you want from me? You know what? I know something about you because Johnny Carson used to go to his parties. I was afraid you'd get there and start making out with Demi Moore, and you would ruin all the marriages. That's what I think would have happened.
You are an old horny Jew. You got to pull yourself together.
You're not kidding. You used to go to some great parties, though, huh? Sinatra, Carson.
Johnny, yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah. We had those were great days. We had good times.
But Johnny never had you to the house.
Oh, yeah, sure I was. So sure.
I thought he was. I mean, I thought he was antisocial.
No.
Well,
he had parties.
He was pretty much a loner that way, but he was a friend to me, and he had me at his house, sure.
But Letterman would never have you to his house.
Well, I've had dinner. David gave me a surprise party at 21 a few years ago.
He did?
With his whole cast, and he's been swell to me.
Wow.
And I've had a dinner with him and his writer, alone, and Barbara and I, yeah.
You're kidding me.
No, that's when Regis had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, you went. Regis is hung up about it. You're telling me that Letterman threw a party for you.
Yes, he did.
And came to the party.
Yes, he did, in 21. Yes, he did.
You want to know why that's unusual? This guy doesn't even go to his own staff parties.
Yeah, well, he did for me.
No kidding.
I was a surprise to me. I was very flattered. Yeah.
Who's better, me or Letterman? In your opinion.
There's no question about it. Letterman.
In your mind, there's no debate, right?
That's it. Why discuss something that'll embarrass you? Forget about it.
No, but I mean, you wouldn't have liked Jimmy's party. Everyone's standing around playing musical instruments.
Do you drink moonshine?
You wouldn't have drank moonshine.
No, I don't drink moonshine. I drink vodka, and that's about it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, these kids today, you should see what they drink.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
But, I met you, the first time I met you, I think you remember, years ago in L.A. at a radio show.
Yes.
Yep.
And they had remember, Robin, you had a whole lineup of people on radio?
Right.
And I came up and introduced myself, and that was my first meeting with you. I don't know if you remember that. But
I remember it very well. We were stunned and talked about it for a long time after.
Hey, Don.
Oh, really?
Don, when you go on Letterman, are you going to bring up all this sex with him?
No, I don't discuss sex with you. I don't even discuss sex with you.
No, I mean, he had the sex.
No, he's his trouble with his wife. No, I don't. Hey, I'm too brilliant for that.
You're not going to make any mention of it.
No, I don't get into sex unless he talks about it. I never, but he never does.
Do you know what
Hey, I don't have to count on that. See, you
I do.
wind up with orgies to keep you going. I don't need that.
You don't need that information.
No, you got to find out who's popping who to keep, and that makes you happy. You got to relax once in a while, Howard. Lock yourself in the bathroom and forget about it.
You won't bring it up because you don't want to embarrass him, right?
No, it's not that question. It's not my style, and I don't do that.
Really?
That's right. You got to come and see my show.
I saw your show.
I'll get you comped. Don't worry.
I saw your show.
Robin, I'll even invite you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
You embarrassed a lot of people at that show. You were up there. You were on stage. You were making fun of a lot of different people. I saw what you did.
Sure I do, but I'm never mean-spirited, and I've always done. For 50 years I've been headlining, so I guess I'm doing something right.
You're damn right. You were great. Do you know what you're going to do on Letterman tonight? Do you have it mapped out in your head, or is there something?
Well, they give you notes and stuff that they'd like you to talk about, or he would like to talk about, and usually, the great thing even with David, like when I was on with Johnny Carson, rest his soul, for years, we would say, for example, we're going to talk about an airport. And when I get on the air, I'd say, hello, John. And he'd say, how's your mother? And I'd say, you never liked my mother. What are you bringing that up for?
Right.
And we'd do 20 minutes on my mother in front of his mother, and that was the show. So I never know, but with David, I know him pretty good, and so I do what's laid in front of me, you know.
So in other words, there is a pre-interview, and you guys work out something, because I always thought most of this was spontaneous, but I'm naive.
Well, it is spontaneous. It's just an idea. Say, well, let's talk about trains, or let's talk about. He wants to know what an idea what you might talk about, and then he looks down at his notes and says, "Hey, well, you want to talk about airplanes, or you want to talk about dogs?" It's whatever comes up.
Will you ever withhold from them something where you just want to surprise Dave with it and see what happens, or are you so professional that you would tell him everything that you're going to be talking about?
Well, sure, I tell him everything. There's nothing I've got to hide, except that I attacked a woman Thursday, but that's not his business,
Was Mike Douglas a stiff in the sense that, was he hard to work with, Mike Douglas? Like you had?
No, Mike was a very down-to-earth guy and a very relaxing kind of guy, and he had a different type of show. It was more or less daytime television, and he would kid around. We'd do jokes with a bear or a monkey. He had animals and all. It was like a daytime Ed Sullivan show. So
Did Johnny Carson bring... I think sometimes when you're on with a guy like Mike Douglas, you could actually shine more because he's such a straight. In a way, it's easier working with a Mike Douglas than a Johnny Carson. Am I correct?
Oh, no. Johnny Carson was king. He was the greatest wrestler. So,
why?
There was because he set up things. He made all the actors, if you had any ability, he made you look great. He made me always look great. God bless him. He always made me look good.
Why? Did you think...
And David does that, too.
What about Leno? He's a shithead, huh?
No, Jay is Jay. He does his thing, and I get along good with Jay. I have no beef with anybody. I tell you, I've been very fortunate because I don't leave myself open for anybody that I think is certainly not the whole world loves me, but the people I know are not in my particular corner. I just avoid.
It's fascinating.
Don't read a book, Howard.
No, but you know what? You know what's interesting to me about you? You're so great at these performances and getting up there on stage. You make it look effortless, and I'm really kind of curious about the process. I really am. And why do you always... Did you ever think in your wildest dreams you would outlive Johnny Carson? In other words, he was a much younger man than you.
Yes, he was. Well, I don't think about death and how much I got, but now that you remind me, I'm looking at my watch. I got about another hour.
You're glad that you're winning this race.
Yeah, well, Robin, you get up there in life, and I'm married 45 years and very happy. Like your folks are married.
Like 60 years or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I love them. I never met them, but that's great. And so being 45 years married, I have a different life than you do, but it's certainly comparatively happy, and I'm glad about that.
But isn't it shocking to you at your age now to see all these younger guys like die off? I mean, isn't it a little freaky? I mean, like Johnny Carson.
Well, that's life. Hey, Howard, we're all going to be called on.
That's why you have to keep making new friends, I think.
Yeah, but you took care of yourself. Carson with the cigarettes, right? That did him in.
Yeah, well, I'm not his doctor, but he had his problems. And sometimes you have health problems that you can't avoid. You don't have to be a bad guy if you have something wrong with you.
Yeah, but all these guys
perfectly healthy.
And then you used to look over at Ed McMahon, and you loved making him laugh.
Yeah, we carried it a lot.
Ed was great.
Hart and I carried it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but Sinatra, all these guys with the smoking.
Oh, Frank, hey, please, another great man.
Yeah, but they all smoked the cigarettes. It killed them.
Who cares? We had fun.
I care.
We had fun.
You knew nothing.
You should have been with us, Howard. Then maybe you would have been a hit.
Are you kidding? It would have been great. You imagine me and you together?
No, I can't.
I can. That's my... All right, listen.
You would have liked to, but you wouldn't invite him to the party.
Wait, what'd you say, Don?
I'd be scared. I'm kidding.
You'd be scared to hang around with me.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
You know what, Don? I'm a lot like you. I'm a big bore. I sit at home, I stare at the wall, and I wait for
yourself. Did he say he was a big bore?
Of course he's a big boy. When he only turns it on. Are you the type of guy who only turns it on? I saw you even. You don't turn it on when you're off the...
Well, I'm a big fan of sports, and I watch the Dodgers and basketball, and when I'm on the road, I watch, a lot of television with sports.
Yeah, you sit and stare at the
TV.
TV.
I'm social at night. But I'm not a guy that runs to every party in town. No, I'm not
that's
that way.
That's what old Jews do. They stare at the television set. you bring a TV dinner out and you stare at it.
No TV dinner.
Tray?
We have a cook.
Yeah, you have a cook.
Yeah, right.
But listen to me. Do you sit at home and write jokes?
Everything I've ever done has never been on paper. Everything I've ever done, I've never had a writer, by the hands of God.
Really?
I've been blessed. I've never had a writer, only on television when I had to do a situation comedy or something like that. And I never had, and all the roasts that I hosted and the roasts that I was on, Greg Garrison, rest his soul, just stood out there and said, Rickles, you do whatever you want. And that's what I did.
Wait a second. I've seen you.
I'm still talking.
But, Don, I've seen you do roasts.
And you kill.
And you come out and kill. You're telling me you don't sit and write down a joke ahead of time?
Not a word. Not a word.
That is phenomenal to me. Do you?
I wouldn't lie to you. Not a word.
But don't you sweat bullets doing that? I mean,
no. Hey, I get the adrenaline going, and that's what makes it happen. Sure, I get excited. Like tonight, even though I've been with David a million times, I have that extra little motor going that says, oh, gee, I got to do good, like all actors, And and that makes it happen for me.
Do you
My
still
biggest
feel...
treat was to be with Sinatra at Ronald Reagan's inaugural, and they said, Frank said, I want to have Don Rickles at my Reagan's inaugural, and they said, no, you can't. And he said, well, you don't have him, you don't have me. And that's a true story. And I got out at the inaugural in Kennedy Center and did my thing, and thank God I was a big hit, and I owe it to Frank, and he believed in me.
Yeah, but you know what's amazing to me? I would be nervous wreck if I had to get out on a roast where, everyone's killing and not have material prepared. What do? You think about the guy. And
Hey, look at you. You got to understand how you do something very unusual. That's where your great talent is. You do something like 5-6 hours on radio, talking and keeping it interesting and interviewing all kinds of weird things, weird people and normal people, and that's quite a gift to be able to do what you do. So don't put yourself down in that respect.
When they do that Toy Story, does everybody get in a room, or do your thing individually?
No, Robin. It's similar to you guys. You sit in a booth, and the director sits next to you and says, well, it's funny in that sense because John Lasseter, who's a great man, said, you're going to be Mr. Potato Head. I said, I don't do it with cartoons. Leave me alone. He said, no, you're the voice. And we sit there, and he said, now, Don, when you walk in, it's Mr. Potato Head, the birds are sick, and the elephant doesn't feel well, and the trees are high, and the wind is blowing. I said, Schmuck, it's 6:30. Let me go home and have breakfast. Okay?
Right. When you say, this is the last question, I'll let you get it because I know you got to get a nap. When you say God rest his soul, whenever somebody who you knew died, you say God rest his soul, are you a super religious guy?
No, but I'm a great believer of the faith. My background is Judaism, and my mother and father were very active in temple. We're conservative Jews, and I follow as much as I can.
You wrap tefillin?
No, come on. Well, my blood pressure's fine.
Do you celebrate Shavuos?
No, I don't. Tisha B'Av. How about Tisha B'Av?
Do you ever build a sukkah in your backyard?
Yeah, yeah.